Hi, Mermaid. How you doing? Hi, Carly. If you're watching the replay, I can't even talk. It's been so long. If you're watching the replay, hello to you. Oh, it feels so good to be back. Feels like it's been forever. Katie's supposed to be here. My Katie. Oh, let me get the link. Katie was like, Mom, why don't we try a weeknight live? Maybe. And I used to do them once a week during the week. And I thought, well, we haven't done that in a while. Let's try it. Yes, it has. It seems like the last month just was crazy. We all got sick just a couple days before Christmas. I'm glad we're over it, though. Hi, Just Saying. I've missed you guys so much. I didn't get to have my playtime. I always look forward to it. And then we had craziness Saturday night, so I was like, that's not going to work. I know, I hate that. That's why I always say Katie, my daughter, and then I feel funny saying Katie, my daughter. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Paula. Hi, Fire. Let me know how you guys are doing. I know it's 2022. Yay. I see great things coming this year. I really do. I'm not letting anybody else bring me down. I'm staying out of all the drama. Not doing it. Hi, CJ. Happy New Year, Breezy. I don't know where. She's probably trying to get her daughter to go to bed. My Katie, my daughter. Carly, you have to come on mic if we're going to talk about Sister Wives tonight. Carly and I, there's Katie. We could talk about Sister Wives for hours, Carly and I. There's Katie.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful.
Aw, aren't you nice?
I can't believe we lost Betty White. I know, I just couldn't believe it either. I thought we were going to have this big 100th birthday party. So sad. Oh, I agree, Carly.
Just hoping we can all get that chance.
It's going to be a good year. My
Hello.
Katie know all the YouTube drama going on, but like I said, I'd rather leave that crap behind. Who needs that? And it doesn't involve me, Katie. It's all these other people.
I'm very proud of you right now.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving these people the time of day. Hi, Bossy. So good to see you.
But they do keep me entertained in the comments.
Oh, man.
Like it's like a straight up hobby at this point to just get them in circles.
I was reading them earlier today because I hadn't even had time to read them. And I was just
when you see your comments go from like 28 to 90, it's usually because I made somebody mad. It's like it's the best hobby. If you want some stress relief, irritate some trolls.
What should we talk about first tonight? Sister Wives or Harmony Montgomery missing? You guys let me know what you want to talk about first. I know a lot of people were wanting to talk about Harmony.
I hadn't looked up updates on her today yet.
There really isn't much. I couldn't find hardly anything. Hi, Becky. Good for you, Fire. Good. This is what I tell people, and I'm not telling anybody who they can watch or not, but if people quit giving it life, it will go away. We're talking about the other drama, Katie, that doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's gotten really bad.
But in general, I mean, that's the same for the drama that involved you, too.
I know. And that's what I was trying to tell T. Spiracy. I said, you have to do like I did, put blinders on, walk away, and just don't give it life.
It's
Just
true.
walk away. Of course, mine are still kind of going on, but ask me if I care.
Right?
If you don't give them life, they get bored and move on. Oh, where'd she do an interview? Harmony Montgomery's mom did? Oh, I know Brian said she wouldn't give him an interview because she was mad at whoever she did an interview with.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
But here's the thing. If you have a missing kid, you need to do interviews.
Do them all.
All. Whether you want to or not, just to keep it out there, keep the name out there.
Right.
I wonder. I remember just a glimpse of Brian saying that she was upset and wouldn't do an interview with him. Carly, what are you doing? Say hi.
I just realized I was muted.
Poor Carly. Well, let's talk about Sister Wives for a little bit. That'll give more people time to come in before we talk about the serious stuff. What do you guys think? Is that a good plan?
Sounds good to me.
I had a whole video I did on Sister Wives, and right when I was finishing it was when I got sick.
Oh, no.
So I never got to finish it. I have like 50 unfinished videos that never got uploaded.
Are you all caught up?
Yes. I am caught up watching it.
Man, my emotions were all over the place the last episode.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much left after this season. I think it's just going to be Robin, Janelle, and Cody.
Well, Mary.
I think eventually she'll walk away, don't you? I mean, why would you stay with somebody who obviously doesn't want a relationship with you?
That's what bothers me is my heart breaks for her because I look at her and I say, she's admitting he doesn't want anything more than friendship. But then she's like, we got to fight for the family. It's like, what are you fighting for? He's not going to give you more than what he's giving now, which is pretty much nothing. It doesn't make sense to build a home on that land for her to watch him be married to 2 other women.
Yeah.
And live by herself. It's
like Christine said, why would you want to live there and have a horrible message with him and look across the street and there's a great marriage? Who wants to live like that? Oh, thank you, Justine. Thank you for the super sticker. Katie, have you watched? You never watched Sister Wives, do you? The Polygamy Family.
Oh, you're missing out.
I knew all this.
Well, I don't have cable, so that's part of my problem. But Mom knows I've always had trouble with like getting into reality TV shows.
Katie doesn't.
Like if I can get past the first few, then I can usually get into it. But it's been years since I watched one. But I always like to hear, like listening to this stuff, I get to hear the good stuff without actually having to watch the BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've always said for years, polygamy doesn't work. They're all lying. They're all faking it. And now they finally fess up that they've been lying all those years and none of them were ever happy. Polygamy does not work.
I was rewatching the first, second, third season, and it's such a night and day difference with how they interact with each other. Like they've been sitting on the couch, like on top of each other, all blah, blah, blah. And now it's like they can't stand each other.
Yeah, it's like they don't even want to be together. And here's the weird thing on that last episode. Janelle said she was going to go have Thanksgiving with Christine, and then she ends up going to her sister's. So what was that all about?
Well, they said something about they thought it would be too big of a crowd, but I don't know. I think they didn't want to ruffle the feathers and say, oh, we were all together and you guys were all together.
It seems weird, though, because they said they were all going to be together.
Yeah.
I wonder if something else happened that they're not fessing up. See, I'm always suspicious.
I didn't appreciate Robin sitting her kids down and saying, we could all be together, but Christine and Janelle and their kids don't want to. So why couldn't she have just said, you know what? They decided to go be with the kids out of town, but they'll be here for Christmas. But instead, look at all that emotion she caused.
She threw him right under the bus. She knew
did.
exactly what she was doing. And she's trying to act so innocent. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she told those kids what to say.
Well, I think she's, in her mind, was probably thinking, you know what? I'm tired of being the villain. Let them be the villain for once.
Yeah. Well, the part where she said her family calls her the Brown family
Scapegoat.
scapegoat.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, big
like,
tears for
boo-hoo.
Robin.
Yeah. You poor thing.
I'm trying to see who. Oh, hi, Chris. See who I missed that came in. I know Cody's been so arrogant this season and so nasty.
It's so bad.
His true self is out now. His true self is out.
I think he's
Robin is trifling. That's
Southern
funny.
Robin. She is. And
She's the young wife, though.
In my opinion, he's just a big narcissist, and I think those two should just run off in the sunset together, set everyone else free.
Yeah, for sure. And Janelle, I always felt like really still loves Cody, but you could see it's wearing on her in that last episode.
Well, I think
she told him to F off.
That was the best.
That's the best.
It's about time someone said it to his face.
I just never thought it was going to be Janelle.
No, I thought it'd be Christine. I mean, maybe she still did. Because I hate that they film so, it's like we're a year behind where they're at in the show.
I didn't realize that until you told me that it's a whole year behind. I thought it was filmed last year.
Yeah, they're still in 2020 on the show.
That's crazy.
And so I'm like, I want to know what's going on now. I want to see how Christine ended up and leaving, if he let up on the rules. I want to know the current stuff.
Did you see those cameos Christine did? I cannot believe she talked about leaving Cody in her cameos.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, maybe I should pay for one.
I thought
and ask her questions about leaving Cody.
Well, that's what's so funny. They're supposed to be like birthday messages, and like, can I just pay to talk to her? I
know, but that's why I was shocked in that one that she was talking about how her life is so great since she left him.
I was like, girl, so proud of you.
And I had put in that video I made and didn't upload. I had gone and looked because now Cody does cameos. He's charging more than any of the women. Now,
the narcissist.
I was like, women, know your worth. I think that like Christine and them are way too cheap. I think her cameos are like $40.
40? How much is Cody's?
Like 100?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I have it I can't remember the exact, but I'm pretty sure it was like 40 and his are 100 and Janelle's are 40.
Wow.
And I was like, no, you women are worth way more than Cody. Know your worth.
That's disgusting.
Isn't that gross? He's so nasty. And I think he just started doing cameos a couple weeks ago. Oh, the Irish is here. I thought you were going to be too sick to show up.
And what are they doing for money? Like, does he work?
See, I think that's why I said I think Mary and Christine and Janelle are the only ones making any money. And I'm pretty sure they still pull their money. But of course, Christine doesn't now. But I hate MLMs, so I hate to see, because now her and Janelle are selling that other MLM, Plexus.
Yeah, the Plexus, yeah.
Oh, I hate to see that.
Every time they post something about it, they turn the comments off. So they must know they get a lot of heat.
Plot twist, Mary and Cody end up marrying again after she agrees to court him. I love it.
Well, that's what someone else was saying, that, she might be the only one left, and he's going to be like, dang it.
Oh, Just Saying said they're already filming the next season. I thought maybe there wouldn't be another one, but I think that every year they always have another season.
Well, I think a lot of people are watching this season because they want to see what happened with Christine.
Well, and I think they're getting so many more viewers because for once they're showing their real life. And they're not,
not just, because I think it was last season where it was just constantly them on the property, picking where they're going. Like, it was the same thing every episode. But this one, it's very intense.
Chris, are you talking about my Katie? No, that's why she's being kind of quiet, because she doesn't watch Sister Wives. Poor Katie. She's like, da-da-da, whatever.
I get the drama highlights. I get the rundown. This is I'll have to watch 3 seasons of crap. I just get to know who's cheating who.
Yeah, that's interesting. What are they going to do with Christine? Will she even be on there next season?
I think she should get a spinoff.
I do too.
I would
It would be great if her and Janelle left and they did their own show.
Yeah.
I'm still so upset though that Cody, the way he treated Isabel when she had her surgery.
Yes. Ugh. When he suggested she go by herself.
Oh, I wanted to throw something at the TV. She
And
was
I said,
having
"Is
major
she-"
back surgery, Katie, for scoliosis. And he wouldn't go because he didn't want to be away from his other family and because of COVID and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm not going. Here she has major surgery and her dad doesn't
I
go.
would say, yeah, those are not fun surgeries, no matter who you are. And
instead she go by herself.
Yeah, he wanted her to totally go by herself and have the mom stay back too, and her just go alone.
No,
like, you don't do that. And the fact that even crossed his mind
when like Jason's appendix burst because his parents aren't here. My parents like raced there, and that's not even their child. Like,
I was shocked when Jason's parents didn't come. I was like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
horrible.
every even now as a fully fledged adult, every time I've had surgery, my parents have been there.
And my thought was, why doesn't he get tested before and after?
Yeah, and like everybody else does.
Yeah. Because if it was one of Robin's kids, he would have been there.
Yeah, I believe that. He would have too.
And he would have said,
well, we're being careful. Would do a surgery like that with no parents there. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And it's all the way, they were in Arizona, all the way to Jersey. It's like, dude.
I kind of didn't understand that, but I'm like, whatever, because I don't know.
Yeah. But even more so, that somebody's states away. Your child is states away, and you're just like, yeah, you're fine.
I guess when you have 18, you're just like,
Believe me, that the staff in the hospital was like, screw your parents, man. What the hell?
Well, I think the doctor even said something. Didn't he, Carly? Like, your dad's not coming?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then she woke up crying for him, and he was just kind of like, sorry.
Sorry, I'm not there.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe that when he said, well, I hope you're not going to be a bitter housewife about it. And I thought, why would he call her? She's like 17. Why would he call her a bitter housewife?
Because he's a bitter house husband.
Well, I think it's that mentality of the religious beliefs they have that's what a woman is, right?
Yeah,
she's just going to be a housewife.
Well, and look how his attitude about, oh, well, when they're 18, they're adults. And I think she was 17 at the time. So he probably looked at her as an adult that should be on her own, take care of your own responsibility.
Yeah, Bossy, they had a lot about the surgery in there. It was a big surgery. She was in the hospital, a week?
I believe so, yeah. I think that
was in there a long time.
There's usually a lot of rods and hardware that goes in place in that surgery. It's not.
Well, she got ones where it was like fibers or something. She didn't get
it's like a brand new surgery where they put fibers in instead of rods.
Yeah, that's cool.
But she was miserable. And then when they got back, he didn't even want to be there to help her recover. Because it sounded like, when your baby's a newborn and you're up throughout the night feeding and getting what they need. It sounded like that. And he wasn't there at all for that. And even Janelle was like, I'll come. And he's just
she wanted so bad to help him.
Yeah.
And Christine was exhausted.
Mm-hmm. And he was not there at all.
I don't know. It bothers me. My friend had to have an endoscopy and she didn't even want to bother me, but she needed a ride home from it. And I was like, girl, you are under the influence right now. You just went, she had to get her like esophagus and stuff stretched. So not comfortable, not feeling great afterwards. And I was like, you're going to have to kick me out of your house. I'm staying for a couple of hours at least. Like, make sure you're okay.
Yeah. Or just imagine you're Ellie.
Right. I can't imagine like being my kid in a major surgery and just being like, whatever. You're fine. It doesn't
matter how old your kids get. They're still your kids. So.
Yeah. And I think she'll always deep down hold that against him too.
I want to be like, that's like a level of like sociopath. But the thing is, the sociopaths know how they're supposed to behave. So they behave that way. So that's just a level of not giving a damn that is just like mind boggling to me.
I really think at this point, he just wants to be with Robin. I really do. And why doesn't he just say it and do it?
Oh, did you notice what he said when he said, well, because he always tells Christine and Janelle, like her kids, Janelle's kids, but then when he was saying, "Oh, Mary's coming over to Robin's to have Thanksgiving with our kids."
Yes, I noticed that.
I was like, "Oh, he admitted it."
I did notice that. I was like, I cannot believe. But then I'm like, yeah, it's Cody. He'll say any stupid thing out there.
Yep. He slipped up there. Did I tell you I live near Polygamous?
No.
They're like just a little bit up the road from me.
How many of them are there? I have to know.
I think he has 3. And their house, oh my gosh, they have their own land with horses, their own lake. They have their own playground with a slide that goes into the lake. The house is almost a castle. But then just a couple more minutes up the road, he has his own house. So the wives all live together, but he has his own.
That's what Cody was wanting his own house. I was like, no, hell no. You wanted all these wives, go stay at your wife's house. Yeah. That's what you wanted. Who are you talking about, Iris? She's the fluffer. Did you see the link, Iris? I didn't know if you wanted to come on mic or not. I know you've been sick. Poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been sick.
Yeah, and why do they have a nanny too?
I know. I was like, why does Robin need a nanny? Well, she's only got the 2 younger ones. The other ones are older. They're self-sufficient.
Yeah, and can't they help out? And it's like.
But I was shocked when Cody said the little girl stays up all night long. And did you notice?
Oh yeah.
And did you know she still had a pacifier?
No, not until Sunday.
Yeah, that episode Sunday, she had a pacifier in her mouth, and she's what, 4?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 4 years old with a pacifier. And Cody's like, oh, she stays up till 2, 3 in the morning. Well, still sleeps in bed with him.
Ooh. And I was like, I don't want to mom shame, but I
don't either. But I was shocked. I didn't see them being that way because I don't think it was that way with his other kids.
No. I mean, look how he is with them now.
Yeah. Now he's like, you're 18, get the hell out.
Well, what happened with Gabriel, when I was watching, I thought, this kid's hurting. Like, this goes beyond wiping down mail and social distancing. Like, I think he's genuinely pissed at Cody for deep-rooted issues.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, those boys know way more that's going on.
Yeah. And the fact that he keeps saying, is this Robin doing the rules? And so I think he's kind of also feeling what he thinks Janelle might be feeling. Like, Mom, you see he treats Robin better than you. And why do you
it's so obvious.
Yeah.
They just make it way too obvious. There's no doubt. All you got to do is watch the show and see who he prefers. And I do feel like before the whole catfishing thing, he preferred Mary. But I think their marriage was never going to get past that catfishing thing. Never.
Yeah. Because on the day he was getting, quote, married to Robin, and Mary was straightening his tie, he's like, you look beautiful. Like, he looked like he wanted to jump her bones right before his wedding to Robin.
Yeah.
So, it's so sad to see where they are now.
I think once he heard those voicemails of her talking horrible about him and knew how far that catfishing went, he would have never taken her back. Mostly because of his male ego and I don't know if you guys remember way back, like the second season, and she said, what if I was with another man? Brother, husband. And he was like, went crazy. Remember that? I would never touch you again if another man touched you. And oh, that's disgusting. I can't even think about it. But it's okay for him to have other women.
Mm-hmm.
I can't with that mentality in like the regular public.
Yeah.
Much less having multiple wives and defending that attitude of disgusting if you've had more than one guy. But it's fine for me to have a harem.
It's a double standard.
Oh, it's
that's what I said. That whole religion was set up by a patriarchy, and it's all geared towards the men, and they just use the women and the kids for whatever they could use them for. That's just my opinion.
Isn't it something about bettering your chance of getting into heaven?
Yeah. So the men's chance. They don't talk much about the women's chance of getting into heaven. But the man can only go to heaven if he has all these wives.
That's why I don't know how he landed 1, let alone 4.
I know.
Wasn't he going for a 5th? Or was
There
that
was
a rumor?
rumors that he was, but see, I think the whole reason he married Christine was because she was a big family name in the Mormons, right?
Yeah.
She's like she said, she's like a little princess in that community because he
Mhm.
obviously didn't like her. He talked about when he met her and he thought she was disgusting when she ate and she was heavy and
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
that.
and Janelle was married to his brother, right?
This is why I couldn't watch it, because beyond just, the general premise, I would just want to kick his ass the whole time. It
Yeah.
would make me so mad. I'd be throwing things at my TV at this point.
Well, they're step siblings now, which is kind of
I know,
weird.
so I think like Janelle and Christine, I think were almost like arranged marriages.
Yeah.
So I think his only ones he picked were Mary and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling I've always got.
Well, didn't Mary pick Robin?
Well, she's the one that brought her in. And that's what I said too. Maybe Robin's just in love with, or Mary's in love with Robin and her kids, and that's the only reason she stays.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't make sense because when she had the catfish and thought it was a man, she was ready to go.
Yeah.
Remember? She was telling them all, I'm going to pack my stuff and go.
Yeah.
So weird.
Part of me thinks she's staying not only for the kids, but maybe she feels guilty and she's kind of the one who helped build the family. She doesn't want to be like, I failed. And if I walk away, then I did all that for nothing.
See, I have a hard time too feeling sorry for Mary like other people do because, some of the kids have posted on Twitter how mean she was to them when they were growing up. I mean, she was really mean.
The kids did?
Yeah. The one,
They need to write tell-alls.
The one, Janelle's daughter, her oldest one, what's her name?
Aspen?
No.
Or not Aspen, Madison?
Maybe that's it. The redhead.
The redhead.
She was
McKelty?
like, what?
McKelty?
No, the one that had all the home bursts that they filmed.
Yeah, that's Madison.
Okay, Madison. She let it all out on Twitter one night, saying how mean Mary was. She hinted that Mary was abusive to those kids when they were little.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, she really, and then one of the boys, I can't remember which one, was like, yeah, she's telling the truth. And that's why there's that big thing between Mary and those other kids where they don't interact with her.
Yeah.
Maddie. That's it, Maddie. See, I'm not used to hearing it, Madison.
Oh. I thought Maddie worked for her for a little bit.
Yeah, they tried to, and then they got in a big fight. And see, that's what started her posting on Twitter. Because she was posting about Mary being mean to her about the LuLaRoe stuff. Because Mary told her she wasn't making any money because she didn't work hard enough. Which is always the Eminem thing, If you're not making money, it's because you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So then she spilled into all this other tea about how bad Mary was to them when they were little. And yeah, it was.
I want the kids to write books because I would read every one of them.
Yeah, I would too.
I'm wondering
if it is. It's
when the show's over that they'll do that.
Janelle was married to Mary's brother for 2 years. Cody's dad, Wynn, married Janelle's mom. Yeah, so see what I mean? It's, yeah. I'm not going to say it because I'll probably get in trouble with YouTube, but we're all thinking it, right?
I'm sorry, that's I'm my own grandpa.
And I agree with Irish. You hardly ever see them talking about their religion anymore. Remember they used to show them having church at home, and they don't ever do any of that anymore.
Well, when they moved to Vegas and they tried to get the kids in a youth group, they wanted nothing to do with it. Because even Maddie was saying, what if I want to change religions? And Robin said, when you're 18. And because she wanted them to continue on with polygamy, but I don't think any of those kids want to practice polygamy.
No. But see, again, when the show first started, a couple of those older daughters said they were going to be. Remember?
Yeah.
The older girls were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to stay in polygamy. And
Mariah actually wanted to.
Yeah. Then they got older and they're like, hell no.
She could still do Sister Wives.
Yeah.
But I don't think she what?
I said, just skip the man and have sister wives.
Yeah, it's like you're skipping a step.
See, everybody I think feels sorry for me. I do feel bad for Mary that she couldn't have more kids. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why she was mean to the other kids. I don't know.
And then
I
when
believe
she had to
Maddie,
watch
though.
Robin get pregnant again and Christine in such a short amount of time, even Mariah was upset because she wanted her mom to have more kids and she couldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? And Robin wanted to have one more? Like, lady.
I couldn't, with their whole family in flux, and she's talking about having another baby.
Yeah. It's like,
Mary
y'all
is
are in
all
shambles,
girl
but
power. Living my why, then goes on the show as a Cody fangirl. See, it makes no sense, does it, Mermaid?
yeah, that's true.
She's like, oh, here I am, woman, hear me roar, and then Cody comes around and she just about wets herself.
Well, and
Sorry,
she says, don't believe what you see on the show. It's like, so what are you saying? Your emotion is fake on the show, or
Right.
Yeah.
I hate that in general. Like, I get why they say it, but also, like, if you want us to watch the show, I need you to at least kind of pretend that it's real.
Yeah. I think
They've said that
real
with
season,
that real estate show on Netflix. There was so much afterwards that they were like, oh, don't believe that we all hate each other. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure at least some of you actually do hate each other.
I know some of them on the Bravo ones do, because they'll go on Watch What Happens Live and just ream each other. You can tell they
God.
don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah only wanted to stay in polygamy to hide the fact she was gay. She admitted it. Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense. I thought she was supposed to get married last year or the end of 2020, but they're not married yet.
I wonder if it's because of COVID.
Because I remember they went and looked at venues, and I thought they'd set a date, but maybe Cody said he wasn't going to go until.
How many times per episode does Cody tell the TV world he doesn't want Mary? He's humiliating her for catfish revenge. I agree. Totally agree.
I mean,
like I said, he'll never let that catfish and stuff go. He'll never let it go.
And he said, I'll never ask a wife to leave. But it's like, how is that worse than dragging her on and building her a house to live next to you when you want nothing to do with her? It just set her free. Just say, you know what?
Well, I think it's like some of them said in here, he just wants her money. He wants her to keep.
Oh, yeah. She makes a lot. I think she's in one of the top tiers of LuLaRoe.
She should be worried, though, because, LuLaRoe's in a lot of trouble. She better get a plan B.
Well, she says it's all lies and doesn't sound worried, but...
Well, they lost those lawsuits. That's no lie, so...
Yeah.
They had to pay out all that money. I was surprised they're still going. I really thought the lawsuits would put them under. But...
I still haven't seen the documentary.
I remember, when they first started Sister Wives Closet, I could see everything they were doing wrong, and I've sold online for 10 million years. And I reached out to, I think it was Robin, but she was pretty new back then. And I said, hey, if you want help, I'll show you how to do it, because your website's a mess. You're never going to sell anything with a website like that, blah, blah, blah. I never heard back, but they don't know who I am. So I get it. But see, I was one of those messages they should have answered instead of all those crazy people they got involved with.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she gets on social media at all. Because on her Instagram, she hasn't posted since 2019. But what's so sad is if you look at her posts, people will still comment, and it's all negative. Nobody likes her.
Yeah. I think that's why she quit getting on social media.
Yeah.
Hey, are you going to make a cotton candy turkey next year? That's such a cute idea.
I was going to say the answer is yes. I told Buddy already. I was like, I love that idea. I'm going to make her do it.
Popcorn turkey.
Y'all have to remind me like next September, because it'll take me that long to figure it out.
The Rice Krispie treat thing she did was cute.
That was so adorable.
I was kind of hoping she made a real turkey, but...
Yeah, I thought, oh my gosh, she didn't really do that, did they? And then they showed the Rice Krispie turkey. That was so funny.
Well, and for Cody to say, I never want my wives to share a kitchen, but he wants the one home with the central kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
just a walking oxymoron.
So I'm thinking he's realizing the one home thing is just a pie in the sky dream at this point.
Do you all think they really have that mansion house already built? No, I don't think there's anything there.
I don't think there's even a brick there. And they've been there since
The
2018.
water tank, I think, is the only thing there.
Yeah, that bench.
Woo-hoo, they got a water tank.
And that bench they always sit at.
And I could not believe that when he was like, oh, I didn't realize when we bought this property, we got to get utilities put on it and blah, blah. I'm like, you're really that dumb? I mean, come on.
Didn't they do the same thing in Vegas?
No, see, that was a subdivision, so it probably had all that there.
Oh, true.
But when you just buy vacant land, there's nothing. You got to pay the electric to come out, the gas, water. Of course, that's why you bought the water tank.
I still can't figure out why he wanted to move in the first place within 3 months, just without really any plan.
I was talking to somebody, and this is the only thing that makes sense. Those houses in Vegas were done on a 5-year balloon note. The balloon notes were coming due, and they couldn't pay it. And they couldn't refinance all of them. So they were going to sell them all and move and thought they were going to make all this money off those houses. And then the market in Vegas went down, remember?
Yeah.
But remember, the real estate agent at first was like, oh, yeah, these houses are selling so fast, you're going to get top dollar. Well, they screwed around, didn't get them listed in time. And then ended up, they had to have taken a bath on that because they had to go ahead and move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had to have lost so much money.
I think they've lost more moving than if they would have had to pay the payments.
Yeah, I do too. But I read that somewhere that all those houses had the balloon notes and they were all coming due. But yeah, they probably would have still been better off to just try to refinance those balloon notes.
Yeah.
That's why we've years ago, a bank tried to get us to do that. They're like, oh, just get a 5-year balloon and then you can refinance it in 5 years. And I was like, nah, that's kind of shady to me. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just admit it, because everyone's like, why are they moving? Even the kids, like, we're happy here. We're got a good thing. Why are we moving?
And it was so weird how they did it so quickly. So I do think there's even more to it. When you move that many families that fast, they kept saying they had to do it quick to get them in school.
Yeah.
But that was a whole mess.
Even Aspen was like, I think they're running from something because why are they moving?
I know.
She's like, they can't even give a good reason. So I think they're running from something.
So weird.
Well, people thought because, what's his name? Dayton, he was going to go to NAU. So people were saying, oh, he did it for Robin's son. But it's like, would they really uproot the whole family just for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Because if you remember back, Robin really didn't want to move either.
Yeah.
She was pretty resistant. So I don't know if that was it or, because then some said that's the whole reason they moved there. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so for one kid.
Because Robin left all of her family there. Remember, her sister was living with him?
Yep.
Her living nanny.
Yeah.
Robin seems to need a lot of help.
Yeah. Because even Christine said, what we had in Vegas was perfect. We had our own space, but we were still right next to each other. So we got the best of both worlds.
But he said they do have a history of moving. They do. I mean, we did for a long time too, didn't we, Katie? But it was always for Rusty's jobs. He would get transferred through his job. So we moved like every 5 years for a while. But we had a real reason to do
every 5 years, pretty much for the first 20 years of my life, to the point that I still now, after 5 years, I'm like, are we moving? Like, I've been in this house. We've owned our home for 5 years now, and I'm like, I'm ready. Let's pack.
It is weird because you do
Jason's like, no, we're not.
Jason's not a mover.
No.
You do get used to that lifestyle of picking up and leaving every 5 years.
You do.
Well, I wouldn't want to move with that many kids and that many, just them getting to Vegas, what they had to do. Like, no way. I couldn't do that.
Like I said, we always did it because Rusty got a better job and a raise and they'd pay to move us. So
yeah.
Whole different thing.
Because it's easy to move if you're just one single unit family. But when you've got 12 kids, 4 wives, a partridge in a pear tree, a dog.
Oh, look at Buddy. Oh my God, I love their other sister wife fanatics in the chat.
I haven't talked about it in so long, so I'm like,
I know, we had to get it out, didn't we, Carly?
I have a friend who watches it, but she's not caught up, so I have to vent to her even though she hasn't watched it.
Carly and I were like, we have to get together and talk about Sister Wives.
I am a little surprised they're not going to Utah.
Yeah, that was weird to me too, because Cody always wanted to go back to Utah.
Yeah, because didn't he want to run for
in Utah?
Didn't he want to run for office and change the laws and make it like a polygamy state? And then when he tells Christine, you know what, I kind of want to go back, and then he left her hanging when
then he threw her under the bus.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we can't go back. I felt so bad for her.
Well, and Mary too, she's like, you know what, I don't want to give them or grace them with my presence, but you have the bed and breakfast there.
Yeah, I know.
You live there part-time.
And her family lives there. All their families live there.
She has nobody in Flagstaff. Not a soul.
They should just sell that property, sell those houses, and go back to Utah.
And that's what Christine was wanting, and I don't get why nobody's on board.
It's weird.
And then
it's
she ended
too much for the TLC travel crew to travel all different locations. I think it's a number thing where the show isn't pulling viewers and they don't want to pay out more than. I'm confused. What? Huh? Iris, can you explain that? I put the link. Do you want to, or do you not want to come on mic because you're sick? I don't want to pressure you if you're not feeling good. But I understand that. I heard Snow has moved into the house next to Christine in Utah. See, I wondered because they keep doing all their ads together for Plexus.
And others are thinking she moved in with Garrison because he just bought a house. Because she tried to say she's still going to be in the camper, but because they've got the snowy weather and whatnot, she's not staying on the property, but didn't stay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Everyone except for Logan and Maddie live in Utah. Oh, Katie left for a minute. Come back, Katie.
What happened to Logan? Do you know?
I don't know. Did something happen to Logan?
Because he was off the show after, I think like 3 or 4 seasons. He just wasn't on anymore and hardly even talked about.
Huh.
Oh, but I think
the puppy.
And one of the sisters went to live with Maddie for college. I think that was Isabel.
Yeah, I knew Isabel lived with her.
And I think Gwendolyn moved in with one of the siblings too. I could be wrong though.
Janelle kept saying that was what she wanted, but who knows? Because, hey, Sue, we know that a lot of their stuff wasn't true for years, so.
Yeah, I wonder if he was like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done.
Well, and he had so much responsibility too, having to help take care of the kids. He was probably just done with it.
Over it. And that always happens with the older kids in a big family.
Well, look at the Duggars too.
I even felt that way about my older brother and sister. I was a baby of 7, and they were kind of like pseudo parents, you know.
Yes,
even with 7.
I am 11 years older than my youngest sister, and when she was a baby, we got stuck babysitting a lot.
Yeah,
whether we liked it or not.
Yep. Logan lives in Las Vegas with his longtime girlfriend Michelle. Oh, well, I hope he's happy.
I thought he was married.
I don't
They're
know.
all over the place. And then for Robin too, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I heard they're getting more views this season than Emmy. That's what I read. No?
I think it's gotten more just because there's more drama.
Yeah.
It's not that, oh, we're a happy little family. No, we all hate each other. It's all a mess.
See, I know they had trouble a few years back and they were going to cancel it.
Yeah.
And then Cody said, no, don't cancel us. You can do the next season and pay the whole family something like $10,000 for the whole season.
Yeah, it was a big
It was
pay cut.
really low.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can Google it and see what the numbers were this season. Y'all keep talking while I Google.
And I'm wondering how it works with the kids getting paid if they're not 18.
Why can't I find the views? Usually that's easy to find.
Are you just doing a random Google search or?
Yeah. I was trying to see if their views were up.
I haven't seen anything about the ratings, just kind of recaps of every episode and what's going on. Newest thing I saw was him and Robin in the shopping in the mall for Christmas.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny that they were at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Robin's favorite place.
Yep. And he says, "Oh, there's no shopping in Flagstaff, but there is Amazon." Just saying. There's a lot of shopping near me, and I did most of my shopping from Amazon this year. I think people are wanting to see what's the downfall with Christine and Cody. That's what I want to see. I hope they film the day she leaves or when she says, "I'm leaving."
I cannot find the ratings for this year. It shows where season 14, that's when they had that really bad season. Hardly anybody watched.
What season are they on now?
16.
See if I can find it.
It's really odd. I'm surprised I can't find it. Christina's gone. The shows they're showing are old. She's long gone. Janelle's storyline is her boys, which will fade. Yeah, because her boys obviously were, even at the time of filming, were getting ready to leave the nest. So, yeah, if they're not all together, this is the problem when he had these older wives with older kids, and then you take a new wife and start having kids again, and you've got these huge gaps in lifestyle.
Yeah. And that's why I got mad at why Robin didn't understand why they wanted to go off and have their kids. It's like, Robin, you don't have older kids that are married and living out of state.
Having grandkids, yeah.
Yeah, you don't spend every holiday together. And she's expecting every family member to come to them because it's polygamy. It doesn't work that way. Especially when they've got spouses and extended family. Not everyone can travel. So she needs to just zip it.
I agree with it. If I have to watch another Bring Your Own Chair, I will poke my eyes out. No more chair meetings. We're done.
I thought that was weird too. They always have camper chairs.
Yeah.
Even if it's just two of them.
And then when Mary was like, was it okay if I sit in your chair? And then Robin's like, cares not one bit. Where did all the rules go? You know?
Yeah.
Now she can sit in your chair and you don't care. Make it make sense.
Do you think she made them up or Cody?
Oh, I think Cody for sure.
Yeah.
But I think she was probably encouraging him and going right along, going, yeah, you should do that. You know what I mean?
Well, because even when Janelle was like, I don't want to wipe down my mail, and she was like, Janelle, come on, just do it. So I think she agrees with all of them, even if she didn't necessarily come up with them. But I don't. I think that they had the rules for a while and didn't share them with the family.
Apparently, Christine and Cody have a verbal showdown, and then you see she's packed up his shit and left it in the garage. I didn't see that.
What?
Where'd you see that, Bunny?
Spill.
Oh, my God. Maybe we should watch next week live.
I'm down.
Wouldn't that be funny? I wonder if we could do that.
I think
Oh,
it's going
except
to
it's on
be.
so late here.
I think you're 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, so see, it doesn't come on here till like 10. So that's why I always watch it the next day.
Well, I usually watch it the next day too, but now I'm like, I got to know what happens. So I try to watch it live when I can.
Yeah, because they're getting the really juicy episodes.
I think whenever they do show that, it'll be their highest rated episode.
It would be so fun to do it live. I just don't know if I can stay up that late on a work night. That's hard for me.
Well, I could watch it from my DVR whenever. But
when Janelle brought over the gift to Sabin, she took the box and put it right inside her door. Nothing was disinfected. This is what I mean. It's such BS.
If she had wiped it down, I wish they would have shown that.
I would have had more respect for her if she had.
Yeah.
Don't be pretending that you're going along with these strict rules. It's all BS. He did all that just so he didn't have to see his other wives.
Yeah, because he knew they would think it's ridiculous and not do it. And that gives him an excuse to be like, well, I tried.
It was previewed on this subreddit. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So are we going to see that this season or? Because I got to see that. I'm not on Reddit, though.
We can watch it on replay another night and do that would be fun. That's what we'll do. Oh, Katie's back.
What's your best night?
Any night but Monday night. Mondays are so busy at work. Mondays are crazy.
I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah, we'll plan that. Because it's on again Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we will plan. Okay, should we move on to Harmony? Let's move on to Harmony. I was hoping Irish could come on the mic but I get it. She's sick. But your friend Irish on Twitter, the FBI lady, I was hoping maybe she had, because I think she's kind of involved, isn't she? Trying to help find her. You let us know, Irish. But they were saying now they were trying to get the stepmom to talk and even hinted that she could get the reward if she would fess up. And I was like, I don't agree with that, but okay, whatever you got to do to get her talking, I guess. Jennifer Coffin-Daffer. Yeah, if you guys don't follow her on Twitter, be sure to follow her. She's amazing. She does a lot of, she used to be an FBI agent, I think, right, Irish? And now she helps find missing people. Because I think she's trying to help with the Summer Wells, right? And I think she's getting involved with Harmony's. I know, I could too, Bunny. I could too. I want to be sure and talk. I know the Harmony Montgomery story is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why her mother didn't raise this big of a fuss 2 years ago.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. No.
Oh,
I kind of feel like she found out that the stepmom was getting welfare money and that was her last straw and she decided to do it then, but that it didn't bother her. She hadn't seen her kid in 2 years prior.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years prior.
I can't even imagine. How do you, and she says she tried to report it to like Department of Children and Family Services, but yeah, you don't stop. You don't give up.
And that's not how you report a missing person anyway. Like
the scathing email she sent should have been sent 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be scathing that somebody else wasn't watching out for your kid's best interests when you didn't even know if they were alive or not for 2 years.
Yeah.
They filed more charges on the stepmom today. They charged her with intentional false statements, which kind of like, duh. But she gets that in additional to the welfare fraud charges now.
I was saying on Twitter, I cannot believe somebody could get those checks every month in Harmony's name and look at that and not fall to pieces.
Yeah.
But I guess some people have no conscience, so.
It just boggles my mind too because they have so many other kids, like the stepmom and the dad, and I'm just like, ugh. I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if she would ever come on and talk to us, Irish. I think she's fascinating. She'd probably really be. Oh, she gets interviewed by Brian a lot, so she ain't gonna come on a little channel like mine.
It's nice to dream though.
I can dream about it though.
That's right.
I just always think she's so professional and so intelligent on Twitter. I really like her on there.
Which is nice from the normal comments that people come at you with on Twitter.
Yeah.
The dad's in jail, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Ugh. My gut's not good on this one.
Mm-mm.
Well, and I get that she went to rehab and had to get clean and everything, but see, I kept trying to find when did she get clean, but I couldn't find it. Does anybody know?
I haven't seen anything definitively either.
Well, let me know, Irish. I would love to chat with her. So you think they're close to figuring out what's going on?
So has she been in rehab all this time?
See, that's what I'm saying. Even if she went to rehab, she wasn't in rehab for 2 years.
Yeah.
And even if she was, you would have thought that somebody there, or even during that time, like,
how do you not
'cause, I mean,
notice?
after, say the first 30 to
long.
60 days at the most here, we're talking. I mean, you're clean at that point. Even if you're still working on yourself, you're still in rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Most mothers would be screaming, "Where's my kid?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to
And
talk
where's
to
the
him. I just want to
extended
see
family?
him." Right. But it was an
Where's the
uncle that
grandmas?
reported him to start with, kind of surprised me. I was like, it had to be pretty serious for like an extended family member to step in and report to CPS.
Yeah, and it's a shame that they did. I've got a copy of the report.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. We'll see if I see. I don't screen share enough to really do it well.
We should work on that.
Oh, shoot. You guys talk for a minute and I'll go find it.
I just don't understand. How do you go 2 years without anyone saying anything?
Yeah. It reminds me of like those cases where there was like multiple children inside the home and like nobody seemed to know for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when one finally breaks out and like runs to a neighbor's and you're just like, how did nobody report?
Yeah.
How did nobody see what was happening there? But then I don't know. I have a neighbor down the road who accused me of my daughter not being mine because she says she never saw me pregnant. So,
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I had a neighbor that thought my husband was hurting me because they never saw me leave the house, even though I took my son in his stroller on walks every other day.
Why won't this show? This is making me mad. I had it up and now it's gone. One of these days I'm going to get good at this. For real.
I worry about you a little bit.
I worry about me too.
Next time I'm over there, we'll go through this and I'm going to write you a Post-it note with the steps.
Carly, don't
you know
tell
what's going
me
to
that
happen is you're going to lose the Post-it note.
Carly and I have practiced this.
Bless your heart, Carly.
It's been a while, though.
But then we go a while and then I can't remember anymore.
That's like me in poker. People have tried to teach me 10 times and I always forget how to play.
Okay, I think I got it this time. Maybe.
Oh, Aaron says there was calls from neighbors and concerned people. So at least there's that. So it's probably another huge failing of CPS.
Yeah, she's definitely slipped through the cracks.
Did that make it bigger?
I can see it.
So this was that report from 2019.
It says it was a neighbor.
Neighbors concerned about young child living at this address said she thinks the parents are squatting, have no electricity, just a small generator. There is trash everywhere. She is concerned for the child and asked that we check the condition. Search completed 8/5/19. Montgomery residents have been here several times, have assisted DCYF on check condition here as well. Everybody's home, generators running, food in the house. They're all healthy, all is well. Still working with Demetrius from DCYF.
But what does healthy mean to them? Because
See, and I've talked to a lot of police that are like, I hate to compare it, but it's kind of like the animal thing. If you go out and they have food and they have water and they're clothed and they're bathed, they're supposed to be good.
mm-hmm.
30 calls from neighbors and concerned people in 3 years. Wow, I didn't know it was that many, Erin.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like somewhere along the way, the system failed.
Somebody asked about like custody versus rights, and from what I can see, it is just that he had full custody. She didn't lose her rights.
The younger brother got adopted,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept asking for his sister.
And they agreed. The couple agreed that if they needed to adopt her, that they would, but they couldn't find her. And it seemed like, to some extent, that couple in contact with the mom is maybe what pushed the mom to look into it further, because they were really concerned about why they couldn't find the daughter.
Because didn't they cut contact with the mom when she did try looking for her or asking where she was?
It seemed like they cut contact with everybody, including that uncle who reported them.
Yeah, because I think he deleted social media and changed their number and just completely cut her off.
Oh, I have a picture, too, of what it looked like when they went out there. So here's like the generator and the outside of the house, which is not great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can make that bigger.
And this was in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, where it's really cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, too, because you remember when we lived at the farmhouse and we lost power for like 3 days? Yeah. I remember Dad killing himself over running that generator to make enough heat for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, and remember there was like 2 feet of snow on the ground,
mm-hmm.
and he was going out there trying to keep that thing running.
Yeah. It's just one of those moments that you like think back about, and I'm like, I'm really glad that I had the family that I did. But it just makes it all the more worse when you realize that that's just not the norm for people.
Bio mom went through several programs, finally got clean, seeing a therapist. She was working on herself. You need to see the burn. Yeah, I'll look for that. I should have watched it before we came live, but there's just never enough hours in the day. But so do you know, Erin, did they give like a timeline? That's what I don't get, though, is when did she get clean? And
the thing I can't find, too, is it seemed like, I know for a while she had been trying to locate her and the other family. And it wasn't until November is when she went to the city mayor and was like, if somebody doesn't help me with this, I'm going to the media. And they said, like, within 24 hours of that, she got contacted by the police saying, yeah, we can't find her. So I don't know how long exactly she'd been looking for that, because I haven't seen that interview yet either. But I'm like, at least it was something.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah, but that was just in December.
Yeah. Well, November was when she contacted the mayor's office.
Yeah, November.
So it was November 18th that the police contacted her and said that they couldn't find Harmony.
And what's the dad's excuse? He dropped her off with someone? Like a babysitter?
There was something.
I don't think he's really given one. It was his current wife who said the last time she saw Harmony, he put her in the car and said he was taking her to go see her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Y'all correct me if I've got
She
it wrong.
says she hasn't seen her since Thanksgiving of 2019. She says that that's when the dad returned her to the mom. Although she still had no problem collecting food stamps in her name.
Yeah.
CBS didn't declare the Wells home unsuitable for children, pets, people, and record it as a... I know, that was horrible. The pictures of the inside of that house. Horrible.
It's crazy that this is people's job, and then they can't even do that.
Yeah, think of like the ones that were rescued in California that were then turned over to abusive people in the welfare system again.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just...
I'll have to look up her TikTok account. I haven't even been on TikTok in weeks. And y'all know that's not right. I'm usually always on TikTok. Getting that virus was not fun.
No.
Bio mom said she was trying to but getting the runaround.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't petition for custody when it was a child service case. And she said the service worker was a friend of the dad.
Which I can kind of believe because he had a violent criminal record too.
Yeah.
So that he got awarded full custody over drug issues when he had a shooting record.
I can't imagine. I kept thinking of how in the hell did he get custody? How? Yeah. Especially when the people that adopted her brother would have gladly taken her.
Yeah. That's what I don't get.
That's what I don't like in Ohio, too. They don't try to keep siblings together.
No.
And it drives me nuts.
I was going to say, is it a state thing or?
I mean, they always act like they make an effort, but they'll split them up in a heartbeat just to get them somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
Because that friend of mine, Katie Fran, she took split up siblings with one of the ones she took. And I was like, how could you do that? I could never, okay, I'll take your sister, but not your brother.
Yeah, I could never do that either.
Never.
We've thought about doing foster care a couple of times, but there's so many cases, we don't have room in our house to take multiples, and so many cases are multiples. And I was like, I would just be dying of heartbreak every day. But I could never split up siblings.
No.
That's all they have left at that point.
They need each other.
Yeah.
I know there's so many issues with DCFS, and especially certain states are worse.
Yeah.
I worked for the one in Illinois for quite a few years, and yeah, it's not good. It's just not good.
I mean, we talk about so much information on understaffing and stuff right now, and in light of COVID and the Great Resignation and everything like that. But DCFS across the nation has been incredibly understaffed, and there's just no empathy for those workers that are in it. The empathy's murdered out of them really quickly, and they just have to file their paperwork and get through it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
When I read about the little brother crying for his sister, I about started bawling. I almost lost it.
Yeah.
He wanted his sister so bad because she was always protecting him and taking care of him.
And he has no answers of where she's at.
I'm hoping when he sobers up, he'll start talking. I read that he was in court, was in full withdrawal, shaking and, all that.
Yeah.
So they're probably not going to get anything out of him until he's through withdrawal.
Yeah. I know they were warming up the yard and stuff like that. I sent you the videos of them sheeting the backyard to be able to dig, but nothing's come of that so far.
No. I was sure they were going to find her back there. I'm so relieved they didn't.
Yeah.
But
also, I don't know if I can even hold on to hope at this point that she's alive when it's been 2 years since anybody's seen her and nobody is talking.
Yeah.
I feel like if the stepmom or anybody had any idea where she was, that somebody would have said something by now.
Well, it's weird to me that the bio mom keeps saying she knows she's still alive because she would know if she was gone.
I know. I thought that was.
I don't really. I mean, I feel for her. My heart feels for her.
For sure.
I just hate to think. I mean, the chance is slim now. With this much time gone by.
My gut tells me she's not with us or he sold her.
Yeah, see, and that's what the bio mom thinks he sold her, but I think somebody would have said something, or I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to too, but then my more realistic side says the chances are slim.
Yeah.
But, hi, April. I don't know. Irish, are you still here? What do you think? You think she's still with us?
Irish is too damn quiet.
She's not feeling good.
It's weird.
It's so weird not to hear Irish talk, right? We always have her on the mic yakking with us. Rusty and I years ago took foster classes, and the stuff was so horrific that they told us we had to do, and we were like, nah, we can't do this.
Yeah.
because you have to sign a thing. Because they were telling us we had to put locks on the refrigerator, locks on the cabinets. And I was
What?
like, oh, yeah. I was like, no, we're not going to live like that. We're just
That's
not.
no.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to feel like it's their home?
That's what I said. And they were like, see, we were going to take foster teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that a lot of these teens had food issues from not being fed. So they'll go and wipe out your whole kitchen in like
So
a
what
night.
if they do?
That's what I said. I said,
Right.
I
If
said,
they need to hoard it all in their room so that they feel food secure, then
that's what I
Yeah.
said. I said, then let them just eat, because eventually they'll figure out the food's always going to be there
Mhm.
and they'll stop.
Right.
But I think I give the kids way more credit than DCFS does.
Yeah.
I mean, they had us like our house would be like a prison. And I said, I can't do that to my other kids. I'm not going to lock my entire house up.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you're just not realistic and you don't understand how bad these teenagers are. And this was back
They
then.
like food.
They were having a huge push back then for foster parents for teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And Russ and I felt so bad. And we went to, I think we went to all but the last class. And that's when we knew it wasn't going to work. You know, I'm just not going to run my house as a prison. And if you don't agree
Right.
with everything they said, they're not going to license you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Irish said no. I think she crossed over 2 years ago. I kind of do too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I really hope we're proven wrong.
Yeah, I want to
I
be
do too.
wrong.
I agree.
Like, even if it comes out that she was sold, at least there's some sort of hope that she could be recovered.
Yeah.
But, and hell, at that point too, take down a whole lot more like nasty people. But like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I agree, Breezy. Our house was always, you know, I only restricted food when they were little. Like they got 2 snacks, lunch, dinner, breakfast. I mean,
My
we
kids
didn't-
don't stay out of the food.
But other, you know,
I've worked with there's a big children's hospital near us, and I've had to teach students there, and I can't tell you the amount of cases we've had. Like one that came in and they're like, oh, well, he's just crying all the time. And so we're feeding him. They're like, wow, he's never eaten like that. So we had them show us how they're preparing a bottle. They weren't even like shaking the formula into it.
oh,
And it just broke my heart
Yes.
repeatedly in the course every time I was teaching there, of these babies that were just wanting their basic needs met, and
Mhm.
parents who were unwilling to do so. And I understood then, of course, why there's so many kids getting adopted out of there, like by nurses and other staff. And
Yeah.
I was just like, I would have a whole household full of kids if I worked here. I would, like that day, like the one that they were just like, they just looked at each other. Cause like after we showed them like how to make a bottle, and I'm sitting there like feeding the baby, and I'm like, oh, you want to hold him and
Yeah.
feed him now? And both parents just had their arms down at their sides and they just looked at each other. And I just wanted to scream. And I was like, I'm not built to be nice to people in these situations, because that's just,
Some
there's
just
people
don't
who would
have
take
that
this baby if you don't
instinct.
want this baby, instead of
Yeah.
letting him starve because you can't be bothered to shake a bottle.
Mhm.
But I bothers me too in these cases where these kids are 5 years old. You took care of that child for 5 years, and that's when you decided you couldn't take
Yeah.
anymore. It wasn't
blows your mind.
toddlerhood, which I'm going through now, which is why I have wine, because toddlerhood is hell.
The fun
You made
stage.
it through toddlerhood, and at 5 years old, that's when you snap. Like I just want to beat you just for that. Like, there's no
Yeah.
acceptable time, of course, to have anger towards your children like that. But like, bro,
I worked in childcare for a few years, and I think I've seen it all,
mm,
good and the bad.
oh, I
'Cause
bet.
we were told at a staff meeting, kind of a reminder, we are mandated reporters. If you see any signs of abuse, you have to let us know.
hmm
And we suspected one of the toddlers, she was not even 2. We suspected there was from the dad, and we would do her hair in a little ponytail. And she only came twice a week, but when she would come the following week, she would have the same hair tie in her hair with like dirt and fuzz on it.
Oh no.
So when we started listing all these concerns, we told my boss, and she said, well, there's some cultures that they just don't bathe that often. I said, this is not a culture thing. Like, you can sense it from him. And the wife, she would put her head down, hardly speak. And then he got mad because if your child showed up in a rash of any kind, they couldn't return without a doctor's note. He got mad and didn't think he had to do that, so he pulled her from the daycare. And then less than a month later, he was on the news for threatening to unalive her. And SWAT team showed up and thankfully saved her, but shot him down.
I just can't even imagine. I just can't.
No. And then I thought, you know what? We told you something was going on, and you told us it was cultural. So that's why I feel like there are good people in the system, but there's unfortunately too many bad ones too.
My friend lives in Tennessee, close to the Wells place. She has a daycare and watches some kids that their dads worked with Don Wells.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead. Oh, nose itches.
That's crazy.
Oh, Molly Golightly. She's a nutcase. I'm sorry, but she is. She's been a nutcase for years. Somebody said on Twitter, oh, well, she wasn't that bad until lately. Girl, I started watching her 2 years ago and knew she was a nutcase, in my opinion. Let's be clear. That's just my opinion.
Is this the one that was doing the protests about?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say, the only thing I know about her is that she was the one that was screaming outside the laundry home.
Well, now she's doing it again. Now she's doing it with, God, I can't think of it now.
Harmony?
Is it the Wells case she's doing it with now, or? Let me know, Irish. I get so upset I can't even think straight. But I guess she's back to her old shenanigans again.
Sounds like she just wants money and attention.
It's those YouTube views. She just wants to make that YouTube money. And, this is what we're seeing from other people. The more outrageous you get, the more views you get, because people love to watch a train wreck, I guess. I don't, but other people
Same
do.
with TikTok, too. There's a lot of...
I remember back when Molly Golightly was being a life coach for Aaron Carter. Did any of you guys watch back then? Yeah, she was his life coach.
No wonder.
She was crazy back then. And all she was doing was using Aaron Carter for views. It was crazy. She is so crazy.
Wow. I'm surprised she's still allowed on YouTube.
I am too. Because her shenanigans are getting pretty bad, but
if she keeps going, maybe enough people will report her and she'll get removed.
It seems like some people get removed for little things, and then other people, it takes huge things like Critical K, and then other ones are allowed to just do whatever. It never makes sense to me.
She's not back, right? She got booted again?
Who?
Critical K.
Critical K. Yeah, she's gone.
Or is she on TikTok?
I thought I heard she moved. She's on TikTok, but I think she's got Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon and some other like Discord or something. Like she'll only let you in if you pay her.
Yeah. Please. Who would want? Yeah, she got Don Wells fired the other day. Yeah, she clearly wasn't successful with Aaron Carter. She just uses people. That's all she does. She uses whatever's trending that day. And for a while, Aaron Carter was trending. She's so out for money. That's all she's about.
Is she sober? Because I get the feeling that she's not whenever I see her videos.
See, I didn't know. Oh, you're talking about Critical K. Or no, she said Molly. I didn't know Molly ever said anything about Shanann Watts, but that was Critical K's big thing. She was disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. My wine has turned me red.
I was going to say, but I didn't want to make you self-conscious.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
See, that's what...
Embarrassed Steps will do that to me every time. That's how my family knows.
Little cheeks.
She's blushing.
Crap.
Katie and her apple cheeks.
I'll just do the rest of the thing like this. It's fine.
With sunglasses on.
I think it's cute.
You're like the really big ones, the ones that'll cover the whole.
Yeah.
Listen, that child was pushing every boundary today, and if you lived closer, she would have been at your house.
Yeah. She's welcome with Grandma. My
With Grandma,
grandkids,
she
you
probably
know,
would have been a freaking angel.
yes, she would have. Molly put a spy pin on a minor and infiltrated the Welsh church. Are you serious? Oh, like, we need Irish to get feeling better so we can get the whole stories.
That's like a whole
details.
episode in and of itself.
Yeah, that might be a whole live by itself.
How do you get a spy pen?
I want a spy pin. She gets it
Amazon
off
sells everything.
Amazon.
Probably.
That sounds
Somebody
really.
look up the link to buy a spy pin.
It sounds really expensive.
Yeah, it's probably $10.99.
Right. Dollar store.
$10.99 on Amazon. I think summer passed. DT Candace was high, forgot about her, and Summer left in a hot car. But I think Summer had opiates.
$28.
I'm seeing $35.99 on Amazon.
I saw that
Any
one, and then like a
pictures?
few down from that is a hidden spy camera pen, $28.99. Pocket nanny cam.
Well,
I
then they're
can't
showing me
believe
regular pens.
I cannot
Yes.
believe she put it on a minor.
Yeah, that's a whole. That's just asking to get slapped with charges.
There's no line
I
she
mean,
won't
was
cross.
it a kid she knew?
She was on Wife Swap too? What?
No, I said, was it a kid she knew?
No. Someone said,
Oh,
did you watch
somebody on here?
Molly's Wife Swap episode? I didn't know she was on Wife Swap.
Oh my god.
See, they
R.I.P.
were
to the
begging
person
me
who
to go
swapped.
on there. They were wanting everybody to go on Wife Swap.
I remember that. That was
Trading
years
spouses.
ago. But
Yeah.
damn.
We were talking about it back when I first restarted this channel about how many times I got asked to be on reality TV shows.
The
She's
swap
on
one could have been
Twitch.
interesting.
Critical K is on Twitch. She had a great interview I listened to. I think a great interview.
Is she being a decent human being?
That can't be right because she's not a decent human being. I heard her lawsuit's not going well either.
Oh, yeah. Was it $10 million she's being sued for?
Yeah, she tried to do like Katie Joy did and get it dismissed for jurisdiction, but the judge said no.
Ouch.
Search Molly Go Lightly mocking Shanann Watts clip. Wow, I can't believe that. I guess I should after seeing all the things Critical K did, but
Yeah.
I always hope there's not that many soulless people out there, but apparently there's lots.
I was gonna say, like, mocking the dead, especially the murdered, like,
It's horrible.
that's a level of low I don't.
Yeah,
No,
there was
and
a thread with her old tweets too, and they were disgusting.
I'm going to get me one of those spy pins. I'm telling you. I'm going to order it. We're going to play with it on my next live.
It's a good thing you didn't do Wife Swap because otherwise people would be. Think about it today. How many people would be going conversations with Kate at a Wife Swap 20 years ago?
And then we got asked by a couple other ones.
Mm-hmm.
There was Wife Swap and then the other mom one.
I swear, especially when you had the farm, they wanted one of them to come from like the rural farm life.
Yeah.
Throw some city mom into that and be like, go
Yep.
feed the horses, bitch. So
I think they wanted to keep doing that fish out of water, you know?
yeah.
And I
One
think
of my friends is trying to get on Super Nanny.
when
That's awesome.
we had the miniature horse farm, we were so popular on the internet because we
Mhm.
had a live foaling cam. So people always watch us on the camera.
Yeah.
So I think that's how they all found us.
Well, and you got some interest after the seeing eye horse people tried to sue you too. So
The guide horse people. I keep telling them I was one of the first lawsuits
Mhm.
or something
One of the
said
first
on the
internet.
internet. Huh?
First internet's lawsuits
I think it was for what somebody had
for like
said on.
defamation or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, on the internet.
It was funny though because she's not here, and then now I can't. I'm so bad with names, but she's on Twitter. She was in the horse world too, and she goes, "Oh my god, I remember that lawsuit." I was like, "Yeah, that was me," and we
That was
won.
great when I was going through college that I could write about my mom's own Like throw down with the law.
Billy the Fridge and I was going to buy spy eyeglasses for Billy to wear at Onionson's court date. 1999 at Walmart.
Nice.
Now we're all going to have to look up her wife swap thing.
I feel like it would be a nightmare.
I wonder if the episode is on like Discovery or another streaming place.
You know, Aaron, that's how they found that one daycare that was running basically a fight ring in their preschool class. Was one of the parents sent a spy or like a recording device in the kid's backpack.
Can you imagine?
Right?
Just saying, this is what I was saying. You can't have a great interview with Critical K. Not possible. No.
I don't even want to watch it to find out, honestly, because
That's my thing is like after I get like a certain taste in my mouth about somebody, I can't watch them do anything.
See, Becky's saying it really was.
That's how I feel about what's his face? Benedict Cumberbatch. Can't stand him. Cannot stand the poor man. And there's so many people who love him. And Jason attempted to watch the Sherlock Holmes thing he was in. And I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't stand 10 minutes of it. I wanted to throw things at him. And it's just like he's done great stuff since then, and I still hate him.
I like the Doctor Strange movies he does, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I can at least watch him in that because at least it's not like I haven't watched this Doctor Strange movies. I've seen the parts where he's Doctor Strange in the other like the
Avengers.
All of them together. Thank you, the Avengers. But I can't watch him on his own. I don't know, or like when he's the bad guy in Star Trek. I think he plays the villain very well, but I still don't like him.
That's how I feel about Alec Baldwin now. I can't watch his movies the same.
Yeah. I liked him in like 30 Rock. He was just very convincing as the jerk boss.
Yeah.
And he just kind of colors you and everything else you watch him in.
Becky, you have to explain. She did an interview about what? Because I'm so curious now.
Yeah.
Because there can't be a good interview with Critical K.
Maybe about the lawsuit?
Mother and son
my
rich
She
people.
keeps saying she did an interview that was really good, but Becky, explain what the interview was about.
Like
The
someone
mother and son
interviewing
rich
her,
people who are unalived.
Yeah. The ones in Texas, the rich people. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Because I was going to make a video on it. And then, yeah.
What's
life
that
happens.
about?
That's the one where the son had the boating accident and his girlfriend died. And then the maid died. And then somebody went in and shot the son. And then the dad shot himself.
What?
You guys
How
haven't
did I
seen
hear about this?
No.
What? I'm sorry, that's like a whole spy novel all in like one story.
What's the name of
Did
that
Patricia
family?
Cornwell write this?
That's a movie right there.
Now,
Right?
it will be a movie. There's no doubt.
Oh my goodness.
The latest on that one is the dad now says he was addicted to drugs, and that's why he tried to make it look like somebody tried to shoot him. And what's the name, Becky? What's the name of that family?
Murdochs.
Murdochs.
The silver turtle lady, thank you.
Thank you. It's the Murdoch family. That is the most twisted, crazy story.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna be.
Is that
I'm
a
supposed to be in
recent
bed
story?
early tonight. I'm gonna be reading about the Murdochs all night now.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do a video or a live on that because it's so twisted.
Yeah.
I can't believe you all haven't seen that. It's been all over
No.
the news.
Dude, these days there's so many freaking stories on the internet.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like just on the news in general. I'll read
Even
one day
Daddy
and
was
completely
watching
forget
this
about
one
it.
though because it was just so out there.
That's just crazy.
I need a new true crime show to watch, though. I feel like I've seen them all.
I know they kind of get that way after a while.
There was
I've
one
watched-
about BTK, but I don't know if that's new or not. But it's been on A&E last few days.
Oh, I don't know if that's new or not. I watched the.
I have it on the DVR, but I haven't looked.
I have to be careful how I say it because it's YouTube, but it's the Torso Unaliver on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That's one I need to see.
That was pretty good.
I didn't learn about his case somehow. I don't know how in all of my life I missed that one until Bailey Sarian covered it, and then that one was just fascinating. But I haven't watched the documentary yet either.
The thing that fascinated me was it goes into a lot of the history of Times Square in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that was such a big, oh, you can't say any words on YouTube, I swear. CORN hub.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, it was all live sex and yeah. Like all of Times Square was that.
It's crazy to me now that like
yeah, because now
how many
you
things
go
you think are traumatic, and then you think like back to like 200 years ago. This was what was not even 200 years ago, 100 years ago. That was Times Square, and also there was bodies hanging in every city that you went
because
to.
it was in the 60s and 70s.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And now you go and there's a Disney store and an M&M store.
M&M store. Yeah. I'm really cranky because my company's headquartered in New York, and when I took this job right before the pandemic, part of the allure was that I got a couple of trips to New York a year that were going to be my mom trips. And I got my first one, and I went and got my cronut, and I got to hang out and do the things that I wanted to do. Because we've done the touristy things. Me and mom have gone. But then the pandemic happened, and I can't do.
Ruined everything.
It did. Now that I love that it gives me the chance to stay home with my kid and stuff like that. But like, the penance for that was supposed to be my mom trips, and they're gone.
Huh. Well, I just hate to give her any credit, Becky. Sorry. She's done such foul things that I just can't even,
Just call it corn.
Yes.
Corn.
I like that, Erin.
That's what they call it on TikTok.
Yes.
Popcorn.
Oh, Erin, that's so nice. Just call it corn. It's a damn good popcorn.
Call it
So
peacorn. Pecorn.
Now, it's been crazy this week, too, because we're going to add bubble tea to the store. So now I'm trying to learn everything I can about bubble tea. Anybody want to come
Girl,
help me?
can you ever just sit still?
No.
I'm trying to get this woman to move closer to me, and here she is adding onto her store. Like, could you not?
But did you see all the people on Facebook? They were like, we want bubble tea.
But I also know the area you live in, and screw those people. Like, they don't need to come in your store. Keep those doors closed.
Hey, Katie, are you two aware of the Paul, Bernardo, and Carla?
The Ken and Barbie
yeah,
thing was, oh my gosh, that was such a good one. Like,
yeah.
I feel like things outside the United States don't get nearly enough attention, but like, well, Canada just doesn't have as many serial unalivers as the United States does anyway. But like, that was the whole thing, that was one of those twisty ones that just kept evolving.
Yeah. And just the way they got together and did what they did was like fascinating.
Yeah.
Not good, but it's still fascinating.
Right.
The bubble thingies are expensive even from Amazon.
Have any of you seen The Highwaymen on Netflix?
No. That was one of the ones I meant to watch, and it's probably
so
buried
good.
somewhere deep in my queue right now.
That's a really good one.
I'll be right back.
This woman.
We get to take over. Yes.
That's right. We're not letting her back on at this point. She's fired.
It's like, do we have that power?
I know. I would like to like pack up her store in the middle of the night and move it, but I don't actually know what would be required in a place to move to for her, because she knows all those things and I don't. I just go and help make cotton candy from time to time.
Yeah, you have to have a bunch of licensing stuff.
Right. Because they were talking for a while about like,
space.
we're going to shut down the retail side and just focus on like shipping and stuff like that. And I'm like, great, there's so many warehouses near me. Like, we live near an industrial area. And she's like, yeah, but you have to have like the walls that wipe clean. It has to pass a health inspection. It has to do this. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I won't just move you into a warehouse.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I know. I keep telling her. I was like, you move into a warehouse. You're near us. Me and Jake can come help all the time.
Yeah. That cuts the work in half.
I can yeet my toddler at you when she's being a monster.
Oh, that's your motive.
That's really the motive. Like, an hour away is just a little too far to easily like throw a kid at you and be like, I'm going home to rest. Like, if I have a 2-hour round trip, there's not like a whole lot of resting that's happening. So And,
But at
thanks
least you could
to
say, "Oh, she's spending the night. I'm too far away."
I know she got a book recently that talks about spending the night at your grandparents, and I'm kind of like, you're coming up on
Irish.
that? You
What are
feeling
you
like you can do
doing?
it? Oh, Irish.
What are you? She's a mod.
Her Sudafed has gone to her head, I'm guessing.
Oh my god. Your mom is gonna be like,
Just saying, she brings well, actually my dad, they sell the cereal marshmallows like from Lucky Charms. They buy them and they package them up so that you can just buy the cereal marshmallows. My kid loves them. So they actually bring those every time.
see, I like the other part of the cereal. I'm not big on the marshmallows.
Yeah, the only cereal she really likes is Cheerios, and she eats them dry. So I put like a couple handfuls of Cheerios in there and a handful of marshmallows, and she goes to town. It's great. Oh, my dad will
chocolate
literally
ones
text
now,
me and be
too.
like, "How's the little one doing on marshmallows?" And I'm like, "Bring some with you next time."
Right?
Also, bring me plain buttered popcorn. They make great flavors, but I'm a sucker for the original.
Yeah. Really can't beat
What
it.
is Irish doing?
Irish's
Jamie.
cold medicine has gone to her damn head. That's my theory.
I want what Irish is having.
Or she mixed it with something else. Because, girl, give us some.
Like, share with the class.
Yeah.
I've never even seen Twitch.
Hashtag busted.
She tried to get me in trouble with YouTube. Thanks, Irish.
And
I
it's like,
always
she's
like
a mod.
I don't anymore though. I go and look and all my stuff's yellow again, so I don't know what YouTube's doing.
Yellow.
Yeah, it means you're not getting paid. And these are like videos from 8 months ago that have always been green, and you'll go back and they're yellow for no reason.
That's weird.
I've seen. I know even Keem and Tipster are having trouble.
There's been a lot of YouTube stuff lately, it seems like.
Keem said he loaded a new video the other night and it was green and everything was fine. Then the next day it goes back and it's yellow. It's crazy.
Girl. Mucinex is acid, and if you don't drink at least like a whole cup of water with that, it's not going to do anything for you either.
Katie
Except
knows
for
her
maybe the
stuff.
high feeling.
Hi, Aaron. It was good seeing you. Thanks for popping in.
See ya, Aaron.
One time I got carded for trying to buy store brand Mucinex. And I was like, for Mucinex?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Anything with the uppers in it these days will get you carded.
I was like, I'm sick. I just want medicine.
I know. April says, I've been hungry for flavored popcorn, but I can't have it right now. You need to try. I don't mean to keep plugging Mom's store because I know there's some people that have an attitude about that. But she makes a dill pickle popcorn that's just the flavoring on popped popcorn. If you like dill pickles, it's the crap. Like, she's actually had like magazines reach out to her to do like articles on this stuff. I can't stand flavored popcorn, like powdery flavors. Get away from me. But it's still really tasty.
I thought you said dill flavored popcorn.
No, dill pickle.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, I probably did too. Dill pickle.
Like, that sounds really dirty.
I had to send Pickle from Twitter a bag of it.
Like MILF and dill flavored popcorn.
This is all Irish's fault.
My husband is so addicted to Yellowstone. It's all he talks about.
I'm watching it with my husband, and I can't watch it without him, so I'm really far behind.
I thought the first season was pretty good, and then it just got too silly and too out there for me. But my husband, that's all he talks about is Yellowstone.
I'm only guys, and they all think that they could be a true cowboy, true rancher type.
Yeah, I wish you could remember too, Becky. You gotta remember the name. My memory's shot. Ever since I got the virus, my memory is gone. Yeah, we all turned our cameras off. You can tell it's getting late. We all start shutting our cameras off. I'm like, man, I'm looking tired on here.
Well, it feels like Saturday since we usually did live Saturday. It's only Wednesday.
Yeah, Katie was like, because, I used to do I'd do a weeknight live and then the next week I'd do a weekend. But we
Yeah.
hadn't done a weeknight live in a long time, so I thought, well, yeah, let's try it. But we're not getting near the people we usually do because I think what the most we've had tonight is like 38.
Mm-hmm.
So that's way under what we usually get.
I think it's fine as long as everyone's having fun and chatting.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
civil.
yeah.
Kind of prefer it that way.
Maybe it's calmer on a weekday.
Yeah.
Irish is so bad. She is so bad.
Oh my God.
She's on a roll tonight. Girl, you better stop taking those meds.
Could you imagine if she was on panel right now? Oh man.
She never turns her camera on though. We gotta get her and you, Carly, turn your cameras on sometime.
I'm always too lazy to get camera ready though.
I know, that's the only bad thing. Because like tonight, it's like 7 o'clock and I'm putting makeup on and doing my hair.
Yeah. Like
So
I showered today, but that's about it.
Oh, I do have good news though. I forgot. My YouTube room is almost ready.
The YouTube?
No.
Is that like
Yeah.
Discord?
No, my husband's making me a YouTube room.
Oh, okay.
An actual room so I don't have to sit out here in the kitchen.
I remember didn't you used to do it in a basement or?
Yeah, I used to do it in the basement, but it's so cold down there. And it's a finished basement.
That was when I first found your channel, was used to go down there.
Yeah. And then the Wi-Fi's bad down there. So remember it would always drop?
Yeah.
I'd be live and it'd just drop. So that's when I moved up here. So now we're doing the spare bedroom, which never gets used anyway.
Yeah.
So I ordered a new desk and a chair, and we're decorating it. I'm having so much fun. But see, this will make it so much easier for me to make videos to upload. Because right now,
yeah,
I have to try to do it when nobody's home. Because even if, they're loud, they just are.
Yeah.
My husband has like a booming voice.
Mm-hmm.
So to try to do it out here in the kitchen is just not good.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be able to get a lot more videos made when I have a dedicated room and I can just shut the door and
soundproof walls.
Yeah, because we're going to put up some sound things in there, and that way it's not messing up their night. They can come out and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
You're going to get a green screen too?
I thought
Are we talking about your YouTube room?
Yes. I'm so excited. I got a pink chair. I'm so excited about my pink chair.
God help us all.
I got little plants. My little plants for the room. Katie only saw one of them. They're so cute. So I'm pretty excited.
I'm really jealous just about that. I got my windows replaced when I moved in here because they were hella old. And I thought at the time, like, they told us about the UV blocking, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. It won't fade like your carpets and stuff like that. Also means you can't keep plants alive.
Oh, no.
We have no UV rays coming into our house. So unless I buy, like, the lights purposely for my plants, then everything died. RIP plants.
I can't keep plants alive either. My husband's got the green thumb. I can't keep anything alive. Or if I tried planting sunflowers last summer, and a bird kept eating my seeds.
Oh, yeah. Birds are
vicious,
making
me so mad, so I gave up.
I had a bunny that was eating all of my clematis. Like, it was eating it. It, like, ate it at the root. It was just eating the flowers at first, and then it started eating the vine after it couldn't reach any more flowers. And so that plant died. And so I put, like, a little fence up around that. And then I felt horrible because the fence got really rusty really fast. I was like, I'm going to give these bunnies tetanus. So I took it down and just let my plants get eaten.
When we have pumpkin planted too, and then found out we have a squirrel living in our tree in the front yard that's eating it. So I tried putting out nuts and peanut butter for the squirrel, and it won't touch it. But it wants my plants. I'm offering you food. Don't touch my plants.
I'll have to look that up, Erin. I didn't. She's saying they have a thing called minimum standard of care. I get that, like, when the
some states it's literally is there food and water in the house? Is there electricity?
Yeah.
But if you get that many calls and you've already taken one child out of care, there's supposed
that's my thing is how do you take one child out of care, but you're like, it's fine for the other one to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I don't get either.
Because they were both at that foster family for a while.
The K Files. That's so cute.
That is cute.
Oh my gosh, you might have finally found the name I want. Because I really don't like conversations with Kay. It's too long and it's, I don't know.
We need to do a podcast or something.
What's the difference?
But you know, it would also be a lot easier if you lived closer to me so that we could meet regularly and actually plan episodes instead of just winging it and bouncing from 26 different topics, which I actually love too. But, you know, for those among us who are not ADHD, they might appreciate. I still think you need to do a John Bonet episode.
Yeah, we need to do a whole live just on the John Bonet story. And that's what we were going to do next. And then the holidays hit and then I got sick. And
we all got sick.
That one will definitely have to be on a weekend, though.
Yeah.
Have to make a list of topics.
Yeah.
We really do.
And if you guys have them, always send them to me, either Facebook, Twitter, email. If you have ideas. If you had a good true crime case you want us to talk about. We love.
Do you want to do like current ones or ones from any?
Oh, I think any, because they're all fascinating.
Because I could talk about John Bonet case all the time.
Oh, I've been talking about that one for years.
Yeah, that one. Ugh.
I'm not ignoring anybody. Are you talking about me or Irish? Did I miss something? Let me scroll back.
Room.
What?
Irish is being naughty in your chat. I'm here for it.
She's ignoring my post because I posted her safe words. YouTube room. Oh my god.
Yeah, I lost interest in the KJ stuff too, honestly.
Yeah, I'm over it.
There's a couple channels I watch just out of the purpose of supporting the creator, but I'm not like interested in like, oh, what BS did she do today?
Because it's like I said before, when I quit doing them, it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, because
it's
like until there's some kind of consequence or change, it's just a merry-go-round.
Yeah. That's why I said, unless like if something happened with her Chris Lee lawsuit, I'll do a video on that, I'm sure.
Yeah. But other than that, it's dagger this, dagger that.
No, and like I've always said, she obviously has people that like to watch her because look how many subs she's got. And she's not going to change. She is who she is. And
that's the other thing is she's not going to get any better. So it's like, why are we surprised if she says something outrageous?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
I don't even still like know like 75% of the stuff about her, and I've never watched her, and I never will. And I'm tired of her.
I've been following her for 3 years now. Finally over it.
Yeah.
Because
I was trying to tell people on Twitter, I said, you can make your whole channel about her and you'll do really good in the beginning. Yeah, and then you're boxed into this little box and you'll never grow past that. You'll just be stuck there.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get people that are like, I'm tired of her, talk about something else. And then others that are like, I only wanted to talk about KJ.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I just don't.
You're never going to grow a channel to like 80,000, 100,000 subs if every video is about Katie.
Like I totally and absolutely get general like gossip channels like this. Let's all sit and chat. It's some girlfriend fun. But like ones that are just dedicated to like hating on somebody, I don't understand. And I also don't understand the people who want to follow that. Like the people who are like, I'm just here for the KJ hate. Because I'm like, how do you wake up every day and like your first thought is like, I wonder what crap Katie Joy has pulled today. Like who wants to, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of effort, man.
Well, there were times
I'm just trying to make my kids some pancakes.
There were times where it was really interesting and you wanted to keep up with everything. But now it's like, what else is new? Like it's she's still who she is.
Same thing. Same thing she's been doing for years. So what difference does it make?
Yeah.
And I said, like 8 months ago, I said, y'all, this is getting too toxic. All these people are going real life. It's too much. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
And you saw where it's even worse now. So,
but once upon a time, it was all, fun and games. And then all of a sudden real life started happening every chance someone got. So
Well, and I think that's what's led to these other ones that use the anti-Katie community to build their channels, and then they say the most shocking, disgusting things to get more views, and then
You're
they
no better than them in the start then. Like from
yeah,
then,
and then
you're
they
just,
pick beef with other creators just to keep it going, and it's just ridiculous.
yeah.
It's just,
and there's only so many videos you can do about, even her past stuff. It's like, yeah, it's
I pretty
interesting
much
to talk
said-
about, but then it's like, meh.
I pretty much said everything I needed to say about it,
It still just cracks me up just in general because every time you like those ones about her old stuff, you're driving her more attention. You're driving her more views.
And she
You
says
are
that.
literally
says that all
building
the
her
time.
up.
She always says my haters get me more views than anybody does, and it's
Yeah.
true.
I think she likes the hate though.
Oh, I think there's a lot of ones who thrive on that, but they also know that the hate views get them just as much money as the love views do. So like, bring it on,
if
hate
everyone stopped talking about her, she would go nuts.
Probably. And that's what I said about all this stuff with Roadhog and stuff. If everybody would just stop talking about it and walk away, it'll peter out.
Yeah.
Because then they got nothing to talk about.
Irish is being so...
She's just ornery tonight, isn't she?
Well, if this gets demonetized, we know why.
We'll just blame it on Irish.
Irish, you owe us $3.
Probably $2.50, Irish. You can PayPal it to me.
Probably. If we're lucky. We're really lucky.
Like, aren't there new terms of service? You can't say that stuff.
Yeah, they're supposed to have this really strict terms of service now, so we'll see. But that's what I don't get, though. Like, they'll pick on my videos, and then you got people like, well, Roadhog and people saying the most disgusting things I've ever heard. So make it make sense. I don't get it.
Right.
But my channel will get in trouble for a couple cuss words. I don't get it.
I'm really glad, though, Real Entertainment News got booted.
Yeah.
That needed
I just never would engage with any of it. And Carly knows this. Yeah. I totally refused because Carly knows better than anybody how many times he tried to get me to engage with him, and I just wouldn't. I just kept blocking him.
Yeah. Well, because back when he was still on, it was like, even though he was so problematic, he was one of those that went real life if you said he had a hair out of place. So it was like he wondered why he wasn't welcome most places.
Yeah. I just knew every time he showed up in my chat, it was going to be to cause trouble.
Yeah.
So we would just mute him and move on.
I've seen chats where it would be peaceful and fun, and then he show up, and then it was all downhill from there.
No problem, mermaid. No problem. But the thing that gets me, though, is people on Twitter keep saying they don't want to see it anymore. They want it to stop. But then everybody has to stop giving it life. You got to stop talking about it. Stop reposting their clips. Stop all of it, and it'll go away. I promise. It will. Yeah. You got to starve it of oxygen, and then it goes away.
Yeah. Well, it's still very early in the year, maybe.
Yeah.
I really think that YouTube should crack down on just like the really plain form of like reaction videos where all they do is take the majority of your video and intersplice it here and there with a reaction, because that's not fair to the original creator or anything else. That's not original content. That's not, it's just furthering all of those same problems all over again.
And that's, I got into it, was not into it, but was talking to somebody a few weeks on Twitter about that. I said, you're only supposed to use a few seconds of clips,
right?
Not 30 minutes, 60 minutes. It's supposed to be just a few seconds.
Yeah.
And instead, so many people in this community because they did it to me. They were using hours of mine, hours. And I was like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
That's not content at that point.
And somebody said to me, they go, oh, no, it doesn't matter. So I showed them the YouTube rules that say it should be kept. The clips should be kept 2 seconds. But yeah, some people don't read that.
They're like, it's 5,000 seconds. It's still seconds.
And how does it work
Understand.
from Instagram? Like because someone said the other day that even if you're a YouTube creator and you go and say stuff on Instagram, YouTube can still crack down on you.
Yeah, I
Is
saw
that
that
true?
too. Yeah. Yeah, it's in that new thing. They had a name for it. It's, oh my gosh, I can't remember, but there's a name for it in the YouTube TOS about your reputation on other channels, other social media, which I think is a good thing. I do.
Yeah. But what if because on Instagram you can private your account. So does that make a difference?
True.
Well, yeah, I think if it was private, then
Because there's people that have a channel, but then they go on Instagram and private their account and they're let all their nasty out.
Yeah. But all it takes is one person screen recording or screenshotting it and
True.
helping.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because even when you're private, like the Instagram people can still, like my
'Cause
channel's
even-
private and I've gotten in trouble on Instagram.
Even when I use clips from TikTok or ones I use at Katie's, I just did seconds and then I talk and,
Yeah. Like I totally see the point of using like short clips. That's absolutely the thing. I've just seen so many reaction videos on YouTube from this community, but from plenty others too that are just showing 10 plus minutes and then they'll say a couple of their like opinion at the end of it. And I'm like, that's not, you're just getting views on somebody else's content and that's it.
Yeah,
like, that's a piss poor excuse for being a content creator.
And so then it goes back to copyright infringement. So
right.
And I thought these were always in the terms of service. Are they just now emphasizing it?
Oh, well, Irish said it's been in there since 2018.
Yeah. I think they're just pushing harder on it now.
Yes, I was like, I thought that was already a thing.
Yeah, but my thing they're talking, I think, again about Harmony. He had a horrible record, her dad did. How did he ever pass to get custody?
That's why I'm wondering if New Hampshire is a state where it's not, what am I saying, equal, but some states, they usually go towards the mother's rights. So that's why I'm wondering what their rights are in New Hampshire.
But I'm like, even, and of course I can only speak to what Ohio said, but like there's been plenty of cases in Ohio where both parents have drug histories or are actively using drugs, which it seems like Harmony's mom might have been in that case. Totally get like them taking the kids and putting them in foster care, but I'm still not getting how they take them from both of them being drug users, but one of them having a violent assault charge on themselves.
Yeah.
And saying he can have them. But then somebody was saying that the service worker was the dad's friend. And I'm like, okay, but how did the judge still put their stamp on this?
Yeah. See, that's what I don't get. And then, like I said, now, when I worked for Ohio, once a case is opened on a kid, and this one, obviously, 30 phone calls, they're supposed to be watched closer. Mm-hmm. Because there's already been a history of removing children from the home and all that. So they're supposed to be visited much more often, not just, okay, this case is over. But I don't know. That's how it was, not Ohio, Illinois, when I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
If I was looking at both of their files, I'd be more alarmed at the father's history than the mother. Yeah.
I mean, she should have been taken from both of them just like the brother was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I keep going back to is how was the brother removed from the home and placed with foster care and that foster care was able to adopt him. So both parents gave up their rights to him, but not Harmony. Somebody still from CPS was like, it's cool that the other kid's there. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sure you see it all the time, Erin. I'm sure. I mean, we see a lot of that in Ohio, too. I just know how the Illinois one worked.
Well, and I know Ohio, of course, I don't know anything about, like, New Hampshire, but, like, Ohio is center of meth and heroin issues right now. Like, they're, like, number 2 or 3 in the country for addiction problems right now. So, and there's more work than they can possibly do, and that was even before COVID. But, like, it's
somebody made a post on Facebook the other day saying the meth and heroin epidemic needs more attention than the virus epidemic. Mm-hmm. And I agree.
There's just too much
Rampant.
attitude that they did it to themselves and they deserve what's coming to them. And I'm like, even if you think that, though, you're ignoring the kids that are in this situation like
Yeah.
this. You're just letting these kids
Well, and it
spill about
just
themselves.
doesn't discriminate. Like, it could be anyone.
Mhm.
And we all know
yeah.
someone that's gone through it or is
Oh,
going
yeah.
through it.
Absolutely. You can't hardly find anybody that hadn't been affected by it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And I know, like in Licking County, they're desperate for foster parents. They're begging people.
Yeah.
It's like mental health matters too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
those kids are gonna.
That's what kills me when they're like, yeah, there's food, there's water, there's electricity. And I'm
the
like,
bare
okay.
minimum. Yep. Bare minimum, then it's all good.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They have to actually talk to these kids, you know?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they always do. I've heard some
I know.
cases here in Ohio where they just went in, never talked to the kids, were just like, okay, looks
And
good.
they talk to the kids right in front of the parents who are not abusing them. And
Yeah.
you're just like, and you expect them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if Harmony and her brother shared the same father, or was the father totally out of the picture?
I think it's the same father.
I always thought it was too. Does anybody
Adam?
here know?
Adam, his name?
I thought, let me see if I can find it, because I thought he was the dad of both of them.
That's a
And
great
also
question.
with COVID and all the kids being home, you wonder if that made things worse in a lot of homes. Because some kids, the only way they got fed or any love and attention was at school.
This just
Oh,
calls
yeah, I know.
him her biological brother, but that's
I
not
know here they said
particularly
child
helpful.
abuse went way up
Yeah.
when everybody was home with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I
just
think
breaks
too,
my
just in
heart.
the general sense too, that how many kids relied on school for their meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, this said he had armed robbery, armed assault to murder in 2014,
Yeah, he shot a guy.
and still got custody of her. It makes no sense.
And she only had addiction, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, see, I don't see how anyone would give children to him over her if they had to do it that way.
Yeah, they should have both been in foster care. What was that? Did you guys
Is that a
hear
cat?
that?
Is that a cat?
I don't have a cat.
No, one of your rat dogs.
No, my dog's right here.
I thought I
swear
heard a
that sounded
meow.
like a cat. Did you hear it, Carly?
I thought it sounded like a meow. Like, meow.
All right, I gotta walk over here and see. Because I swear it
Uh-oh.
sounded like a cat.
You have a ghost.
She has something.
No, I don't have a cat. It sure sounded like a meow to me.
It's something like, you have something that sounds like a cat.
That was weird.
You have
It's
a lot
good-
of animals back in.
It's a good thing I didn't have my camera on because I about jumped out of my chair.
Her house literally borders on forest. It could have been anything out there.
But it was so loud.
It was loud.
I'm an accountant for Revenue Canada, which is your IRS. I'm not allowed to touch a file someone How is he
know,
allowed to have his
right.
buddy as his caseworker? Yeah.
I've thought about that too
Yeah.
because like I worked in a prison and I couldn't come into contact with anybody that I knew. Not that I thankfully didn't know anybody because I had just moved to Ohio, but like I had
Major
to
conflict of
file and like
interest.
announce if I knew anybody in that prison before I was allowed to work there. And those are adults.
Yeah, there
Oh,
had to have
listen.
been a sleight of hand or something. Because
I know our
Probably
schools
wouldn't.
here, you could pick lunches up during all that. Lunch and breakfast.
yeah, my son's
But-
school offers that too.
See, Lisbeth heard a cat too. It was, you guys, if you could hear it, it was really loud. And I don't have a cat. So, and it sounded like it was on the stairs over here. I'm like, oh my, where did this cat come from?
Do you have a stray?
But how would it get in the house? That's what scared me. How did it get in my house?
If you had a cat in there, though, your dogs would be going crazy. If you had
I
any
know.
animal in there,
Yeah, and
Savannah would have torn it apart.
Because she's asleep right behind me.
Mm-hmm. I cannot get comfortable in this freaking
That's so
chair.
weird. See, they all heard a cat. At least I don't think I'm crazy now because everybody heard it. Like I said, if my camera had been on, you'd see me jump out of this chair.
I thought at first that Ellie was awake or something like that, but she's not. She's sleeping for once.
I thought it was my
weird that
TV in the background.
We can't find if he's the father of both of them.
I don't, as far as I can't see anything that confirms that
Yeah, I
he is,
can't
just
either.
that she's the mom. So I would have thought that something would say that if it was, so maybe that's at least how we got that answer. But in that case, where's his dad?
Irish. She said it was a demon.
That might actually be the more likely choice.
Now she's not going to be able to sleep.
I'm going to be checking things out before I go to bed, I'll tell you that.
Make dad check him out.
My sister saw a
Check the
medium
garage.
years ago, and she was told that she has the spirit of a little girl following her at all times.
Oh my god.
gosh.
Yep.
I would
Oh,
lose
it
my
does
mind.
say he's her half brother.
Oh, okay, you
Oh.
found something. I know they had the same mom, but I could not find anything that confirmed that what's his face was his dad.
See, and it always just says she has since found her way to sobriety, but never gives.
Yeah, like when?
So the half brother was adopted in 2019.
Right, probably around when she went missing.
They were so close that he still calls out for her at night. So they had to have spent quite a bit of
Yeah.
time together.
Yeah.
Because it says Jameson's recent struggle to process the absence of his sister is what led the Millers to encourage Story to reinvent her search for Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what got it going again. I don't know, it's so sad. I feel like she just slipped through the cracks like so many kids do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, all the systems are so overwhelmed.
I agree with just saying.
And I feel sad knowing how many kids are missing, but they don't get the coverage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like media coverage.
Be talking about demons. Stop it. It was inappropriate content Kate is
I
watching.
was waiting for you to get to that one.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all are so bad when I'm looking stuff up.
I swear to God, I just heard it again.
I didn't hear anything.
Was it your house, Katie?
Yeah, maybe it's your house.
I have Wi-Fi.
I'm pretty sure the cat thing was here because I heard it off to my left.
I just have a jerk of a small dog and a jerk of a small child.
Look at Iris. I'm going to have to get the garlic out.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Like candles everywhere.
Get my steak out. Just in case.
I have to
Don't
keep
pull out the
pulling up
Ouija board.
crib cam to make sure it's not my kid like crying in the background. And she's cool.
Yeah,
You
it
need one of
doesn't
those-
seem-
You need a spy pin now to see what it is.
I'm getting the spy pin.
You
We
have a
didn't say
camera
much.
doorbell thing.
They don't say much about they don't say anything about the half brother's dad. Probably. don't
They haven't
want it
really
up
said
there.
anything else about the other kids in the home either. Because I was confused about that because they were saying that like the stepmom has a couple of kids too. And there's some insinuations that they were in
They
the
might
home,
be
but like
trying
when
to.
CPS went out there, it sounded like the only kid in the home was Hannah. Or Harmony,
Now, I
sorry,
did
not
hear
Hannah.
they were going to search a new place, some vacant lot of land where he was sleeping in his car.
Oh.
That was going to be searched now.
That's a stretch though. Like where he's sleeping now is where he buried a kid 2 years ago.
No, I don't think it was where he's sleeping now, but it was somewhere where he used to go.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm down for just tear it all up. I don't care. Let's find her.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get dogs out, you know?
Hmm.
Because those cadaver dogs are good. If you get a well-trained cadaver dog, they'll find
Mhm.
if something's
Yeah.
there, they're going to find
I
it.
was surprised that maybe they hadn't, because like doing all of that work to thaw out the backyard. Just
Yeah, I kept waiting. I thought, well, they'll be bringing in the cadaver dogs once they thaw that out, but I never saw any.
no.
Mhm.
Iris, have you heard from your friend? Did they? I don't think they did use any dogs, or there would have been pictures, I'm sure. I wonder why they didn't. Because even like here, even if you don't have them in your county, you can borrow them from another one. They'll come in and help you.
They did use cadaver dogs. Oh wait. No, this is somehow like I searched Harmony Montgomery and what's coming up is Florida.
Aaron said they had dogs at a former home. But was it the
Interesting.
one where they thawed the dirt out? Because I would think once they thawed it out, they could have brought dogs in.
Yeah.
This says that they used sonar and cadaver dogs and confirmed that they have found nothing at the house.
I never. That's so weird that they brought dogs in and I never saw a picture.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't see pictures of the digging either, but it seemed like somebody used a drone maybe to
Yeah.
capture the footage before. But I'm like, well, send your drone back out. Come on. Us nosy bitches want to know.
Usually you'll at least see pictures of them bringing the dogs out of their trucks, you know, out in the
Yeah.
front. Because I imagine there's got to be a lot of news stations set up there, just like there was at the Petito case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he doesn't talk, I wonder if the wife will talk.
I think that's why they're pressuring her. That's why they filed those new charges against her.
Yeah,
I
because
think
she
it's
knows.
trying-
She has to know.
She's got to know something.
There's no way she doesn't.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
if she hasn't been, or she hasn't reported her missing. She's just acted like, she hasn't said a word.
See, I kind of stayed away from the Wells case because I felt like it was turning into another Sophia Long case.
Yeah.
And everybody was just jumping on there to make money. And it just, I can't take it when they do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of stayed away from that one.
I just hope it doesn't turn into a big mess like the Long case did.
That's what I feel like it's headed. That's what I feel like.
It's about Summer, not.
Well, you get these people like Molly Golightly, and they totally screw everything up, and it takes the emphasis away from where it needs to be, and that's finding her and not doing this stupid stuff with a spy pin and bullhorns, and it's ridiculous.
There's some people that just shouldn't cover true crime stories.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, these are real people and real lives and real children.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
Oh, it just upsets me so bad.
I know.
Because I'm so careful because I don't want to use minors for content. And I've always said the only ones I'll do are ones that are missing. Because I do believe the more you talk responsibly, it can help find them or get information out.
Mm-hmm.
But I just get so sick when I see these other ones just doing whatever just to get views and money. And
and 10 videos a day or week. And
See,
I'm so grossed out by Molly Golightly like yelling at the laundry house, and I'm like, I know that there was influencers and YouTube personalities who did worse than that, and I don't know. I didn't like the Laundries any more than the next person, but that's just gross.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone just wants to be the first one to get information out because they want that attention.
It seems like all the lines that people used to not cross got erased.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying says, what about his journal?
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
I don't think
it's real. I talk about that because they're saying now, first they acted like they were going to release it soon. And then I think your friend Iris said that it's probably not going to be soon that they release what was in the journal. Maybe Iris can help us out with that. Because you know that he wrote something in that journal. I know he did.
I want to know how the journal even, like anything legible in that made it out when it was probably underwater for weeks.
When people write and they press, it always leaves an impression.
There is that.
And the FBI is really good at getting those.
Yeah, man. There is like a fake suicide note that's been making the rounds on the internet. And I mean, I think it has to be fake, not only because nobody in the investigation has confirmed it, but because they're trying to say that it came from the thing and it's just like regular paper. Like, that does not look like something that was out in the woods, much less something that was underwater.
Yeah. Did they actually say it was underwater, though, the journal?
No, but I don't know how it wouldn't have if his body was. No, the journal was found outside the bag.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in the bag.
I don't believe so.
I just feel sure he wrote a goodbye note in there.
Yeah.
Which, knowing him, it was probably more lies.
Yeah, I think there would have been a lot of excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
sure
he
would have
knew what was
blamed
gonna
her
happen.
for whatever he did, like most narcissists do.
Yeah, and that was part of why, if you've read like the fake one, the whole time I was just like shaking my head, because the fake one, he's like, we were truly in love. I would give anything for her to still be here. It just got out of control and it was more than I could bear. And I was like, that's not a narcissist. That's not somebody who snaps.
But see, that's
either.
what I mean.
That's
People just make stuff up just to get some money.
Yeah.
Now they're competing so bad it's making the whales nervous. Hunter who's Hunter? I agree, Amanda. They should not be monetized. That's just my opinion. I started the hashtag Molly go home. Molly messed up by saying the house. She said that? See, I won't watch anything of hers.
Me neither. The Glare was talking about her really early this morning. I saw when I couldn't sleep, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But she was in a hotel room just kind of going off about nonsense.
Y'all should go back and watch those videos when she was Aaron Carter's life coach.
That explains a lot about where Aaron Carter is today.
Yeah. She was going to help him get his life back on track.
That's another case of why the hell is CPS dropping the ball? Because damn, son.
Oh, with Aaron Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
That whole family
baby's taken for less.
Oh, did you like your peppermint fairy floss?
I really hope that you updated all your SEO on your website to include fairy floss at this point.
I know, I need to. I was so excited that we're getting a CBD oil place opening 2 doors down from us.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping maybe they could tell me how to make the fairy floss with it.
Let's do a collaboration.
Yeah. Do like a collab with them. Once I get that bubble tea going.
Do you sell like regular tea there, or?
We sell canned sodas.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so to do this I gotta buy an ice machine. I gotta get a lot of stuff.
They used to have slushies.
Yeah, we used to have slushies. We have all the
At one point in time we made you take like ice cream scoops and you roll it in cotton candy and you make a cotton candy burrito. That was some good stuff.
We make cotton candy burritos.
Diabetes inducing, but also very delicious.
Unicorn sundaes.
The sugar high was real.
I feel like working in a coffee shop, you get all hyped up on sugar instead of coffee.
Oh, we made donuts at one point in time too.
Yeah, I might bring the donuts back now that, once we get over this last surge. We haven't been doing them because everybody's, everything's been so messed up with the virus.
I agree with Irish there. Convenient that Mom Pa Laundries found a waterproof bag with a notebook, but meanwhile we can't locate the gun that he supposedly used.
Old Yellard. Don't get me going on that old Yellard again.
Well, the final autopsy said that death was inconclusive, so.
So you don't think the notebook's real, Irish? You think they made it up, or?
There's too many holes in their story.
They're such odd people.
They really are.
It still bothers me so much that now that you want to say that he was actually missing that whole time and that's how you behaved.
I know, it was so weird.
While your child was missing, because that just makes it worse to me. You guys are unhinged if you guys just went like regular grocery shopping and gardening and just chilling out while your kid was missing and apparently dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was saying on Twitter, if any of my kids went missing, even at their adult ages they are now, I would go to the ends of the earth to find them. I would never stop.
Leave no stone unturned.
No.
Mm-mm.
And that's what bothers me so much with the Carly Gousset case, which I do an update on it every year because that case has bothered me for years. That her parents are just like done. Like they don't even post on her page. They don't do anything to find her.
Yeah.
I can't even, I don't care if it had been 3 years. I would still be.
No, and even if you thought for real that your kid was gone, wouldn't you still want to find them?
Yeah.
Or at least find something about them? You can't just,
And
I
see,
would never be able to just leave it open.
They like quit looking for her, like really looking for her within like 6 months.
That's just
I mean, you
crazy
can
to
go
me.
back on her official page and see where they just quit posting about her. So weird to me. I
That's
can't.
why John Benet Ramsey's dad makes me feel uneasy because he's like, he refuses to talk about it. It's like, I know it's been a long time, but
Yeah.
you just give up and then act like it never happened.
And then sue anybody that tries to say anything.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, do you not want to know what happened?
Right.
I mean, unless
I
he
think
already knows and just wants people to not uncover, but
I agree with Planted too.
Well, but you know, I will say this. He was into the artsy notebooks, like where he would draw and paint in them, and she was too, which is a whole different kind of paper.
But still, like Weeks in Swamp Water?
But I don't know that it was in the water. I don't think anybody's ever said the notebook was in the water.
They said that whole area was underwater enough that you couldn't even see the trail. Which, I mean, I don't know how much to take any of law enforcement's crap about why they didn't search that area very well.
Well, yeah, there's
At
that
this point.
too. Can you
But
really
I also don't completely believe that just they found this part of just enough skull and remains to confirm who it is. And
It
then
is weird.
also just so happened to have this right next to it, but nothing else. Nothing else. So it just still, the whole thing is just,
suspect.
it really is. It's hella sus.
See, I'm not as big on the conspiracy theories as Katie and Irish is, but that's why we make a good balance.
Like,
They're so
I'm
fun.
somewhere in the middle between you and Irish. I'm like, you
I
really
like a
want to
good
tell me that all you
conspiracy
found
theory.
was like these, 5 bits of bone that were just enough to confirm dental records and say that this was definitely Brian Laundrie, but not enough to tell us anything else. But you can't find the murder weapon. You can't find what he killed himself with. You can't conclusively tell us how he died, but his journal is there. That sounds great. That sounds hella convenient.
I always try to keep that in mind, Becky, that, it is hard. But I
hope I
know,
never have to find out how I would act.
Yeah. And that's why I try to give people empathy. But I just, some of them, like the Carly Gousset case, her stepmom, who was the last one to see her, not even a month later was posting pictures of herself at a Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that point, Carly had only been missing like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. That's what I don't get. I can guarantee you, if my daughter went missing, I would not be at a Halloween party posting pictures on Facebook.
Right.
No.
But I do try to give people, I mean, I tried really hard when Carly Gousset first went missing too, but then things kept getting weirder and weirder. And
Well, then there's some parents I have no empathy for, like Casey Anthony.
I was just thinking of hers too, like all the party pictures that she had posted too.
yeah, that was so
I was
gross.
just like, no, I don't.
I
Like,
agree.
she
I
was
have
just-
questions.
She couldn't even fake emotion. That's how
Right.
evil she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Carly Gousset cases, and that's, I did that update showing that now like in the last year, the dad's been arrested, the brother's been arrested. And see, back when it first happened, and I said that in my opinion, her brother was a drug dealer because I had read things that their friends had posted about the brother, and then they got taken down. But I saw them before they were taken down.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it made sense that was who she was scared of that night, because she had allegedly taken some of her brother's drugs, and he was mad because she had done it before. Because remember, she was running around scared that night of somebody, and I think it was her brother. Why we have the side eye.
Am I giving you side eye?
No, Becky was saying this
Becky
is why
said
we have the
okay.
side eye.
I didn't mean it.
Look up laundry waterproof bag. You'll see the bag is torn. Let me look.
Yeah.
I muted myself again.
Damn it, girl.
Probably trying to hide those cat noises.
Not from me.
Girl, if they were from her, I don't think you heard it on your stairwell behind you.
I know.
That'd be a pretty loud cat. But apparently there are a couple strays in my neighborhood. But I don't feed them because they have homes. They just like to wander the neighborhood.
I can't really
I worked
find
with a
it.
girl a couple years ago who, on her lunch break every day, just went around and fed all the feral cats. And I was just like,
Aw.
on the one hand, you have the biggest heart. And on the other hand, honey, I don't know if you're
Yeah.
actually helping them.
Yeah, because like if I put food out or anything, they won't leave.
Exactly.
I think this is their new home.
Yeah, it just keeps, when I look it up, it just keeps referring to it as a dry bag to keep things dry.
Right, which in dry bag and waterproof really aren't the same.
Yeah, that's what it was saying.
But do people really use waterproof bags that often?
I think people around water a lot do.
I mean, I was going to say, I could see it more if you were like him and into camping near swamps, like to use a dry bag. But again, they're not meant to actually be submerged. They're just supposed to get you through some like some rain.
Yeah.
All right,
We
guys.
have a couple of them, but
it's almost 10, so I got to go to bed.
Same, though.
It's my bedtime.
It's about 8 for me.
Thank you guys so
I didn't
much
realize
for
you weren't in our
coming.
time zone.
Nope.
Yeah, it's 10 here.
We're lightweights.
We are. Well, we have to get up so early. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you all for coming. This was so much fun.
Thanks
It was
for
nice to
having
just
me.
chat.
It was so good to see everybody again.
Yeah, I think it was a good stream.
Yes, it was. Thank you, guys. Be sure and leave a comment and we'll give a prize away. Yay. So once the replay comes up, make a comment.
One of these days I'm coming to the shop and I'm going to pack the prize bag for the person.
That would be fun.
Aww.
We could do it live on Twitter if I could ever get my Twitter live to work.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why they won't give me Twitter live. Like, I've never done anything
They
bad.
probably know better.
Well,
you
then
can go live on Twitter?
We can, huh?
You can go live on Twitter?
Yeah. But
you can at least just film it and post it to your fleets.
But mine's disabled.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If they don't disable it, you can go live on Twitter.
Irish says, don't forget the garlic.
Don't forget the garlic.
Just don't bust out a Ouija board.
Irish, you'll have to give me your address so I can send you some dill pickle popcorn.
She needs more than that in that package.
All right. Good night, guys. Thanks so much for coming. Night, Katie, Carly.
Bye.